King, Mike in the night, and the Gemini crew. Ooh.
No connection.
Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about
the squirrels.
world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give
Power in my power. I keep losing viewers, and yeah, I'm not getting a good connection, guys. So I'm gonna try my best. I mean, I promised you guys a show tonight, but you know, I could understand if this happens. Like, for example, like if I don't pay my internet bill and they do this to me and just throttle my stuff back and forth. I actually pay almost $150 a month for internet connection. I don't get my internet connection for free. And it's really disappointing when this happens. Very disappointing. If it was state-run internet and it was free, whatever. It goes down, it's crap, it's state-run. You know what I'm saying? So spinning wheel loading. Yeah, everyone's getting the... I rebooted the router twice. I did everything. I did everything humanly possible. There's not a single human being in this house that's on the internet at all. Nobody's on a device. I'm even going to turn off my phone. There's nobody on a single device right now in the entire house. Everything's disconnected. The computer's connected hardwire, and it's a letdown. You know, when you plan a show, you have everything ready to go, you got your guests lined up, and you don't have internet connection. Or they shut you off. Okay. Is it good now, guys? Oh, it's going back to 0 again. Well, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do what I can. I think because it's a little bit of rain outside, the internet does this. I might have to run this out of my store. I got better internet connection at the shop. I might have to run the show there. I don't think I could do this from the house any longer. There's no internet here. Okay, have to reset this thing every time here. All right, guys. So, I don't know. I'm going to see if I could just get a few people on the show to talk. I don't know. Like, everything is just pretty much a wash right now. I'm really sorry, guys. I have this show really ready to go, and I don't know. I could call the internet company, so I'll give you an extra $100 to crank it up for me or something. I already paid the bill. I tried calling them, but there's nobody there because of COVID. I'm with Shaw. I'm with Shaw Internet. Someone's asking me. Okay, so we did, I guess, a part 1 of Mike in the Night that went for 27 minutes, and this one's gone too. Oh, it's coming back. Okay. Mike, can you run a... I did run a speed check of the connection and it didn't look that bad. It looked like it was running pretty good. Let me see here. Let me speed check. Speed test. I'm not sure which one it is. Well, it's good. Here, guys, I'll show you. I'm running a speed test right now. There it is. Oh, it just dropped. And then it dies. Then the internet dies. Oh, does it do that? Does it do the test and then does it drop itself? "81 megabytes per second." Yeah, it keeps stopping every other second. All right. Yeah, trust me, I was looking forward to this show too, man. All right, I'm not getting a connection right now. I'm not sure if you guys could see me right now. Yeah, show's ruined. I might have to run this from the store. I might have to move all my equipment over to the shop. What's up, Eduardo?
Hey, we still live?
Yeah, you're really choppy.
I'm choppy.
Yeah, big time.
It's got to be your ISP. See if you can drop the resolution down to 240. You can stream at 240 or the 360 or 720 on YouTube.
I think it's set pretty low actually. It's I think it's 720.
That's actually quite high. That's the highest. You can run it down to 240 if you want.
Yeah, but then no one could see anything.
No, they'll see it. It'll be a bit grainy, but you won't get the packet loss because it's 1/3 of the data going through.
Yeah, but no, I'm not even running. I go down to zero connection for about 30 seconds, and then it goes back to on, and then it comes back off, right? So I'm really disappointed. I worked really hard on this show. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how long does it take you to get to the shop?
Oh, I got to move all the equipment. It takes an hour and a half to set up and move everything over.
Anyways, you want to keep going or what?
I mean, I might lose everybody again. I might lose everybody again. I could just keep going till it goes to zero, and then we just, you know. All right, let me update your name here on my. All right, Eduardo.
You're the only one that calls me that, but it's okay.
Isn't that what's on your birth certificate?
No, there's no O on the end.
Oh, but Eduardo's such a nice name.
No, it's cool. I haven't heard it much, so it's good. Anyways, what do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about. You said that you went to some protest.
Yeah, there was I sent you the video there on your Facebook Messenger. One live there for about 20 minutes. Was at the Toronto protest. There, nobody was wearing masks. There's a lot of anti-vaxxers there. A lot of people calling for wanting to get back to work. A lot of people calling out the scam. There's people stepping on Chinese flags.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the cops were so good. Lots of kids there, too. I was surprised. A lot of kids. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Young kids, high school students, people wanting to go back to school, people wanting to open their businesses, people calling themselves Yahoos, according to Doug Ford. So people are waking up, and that's a great thing about the shutdowns. More people are on the internet. More people are doing research.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? Okay, let me see if I could find that video here. I don't want to bog my stream down here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut down all my windows and see. Yeah, I have to shut down all these windows because there's something, I don't know what it is, but it's really, oh, there it goes. Bandwidth went right back up like nothing happened. Wow. It just, like nothing happened, Eduardo.
Half a megapixel. It's not good.
Are you watching my stream there?
Yeah, I've got it here. I got the volume turned off, and I think we're frozen right now. Oh, you just opened up now. I see the 0.78.
Can you see yourself there?
No, I don't see myself here. Maybe this is delayed. Yeah, it was delayed.
Well, everyone could see me there. Okay, good. All right, so we're back. We're back full steam ahead. I'm not sure. I'm going to give the internet company a call tomorrow. Internet company a call. I'm just going to give them a call and let them know how I feel.
Anyways, what do you guys want to talk about?
All right. Okay, well, let's talk about what's happening with the whole gun situation here in Canada. Like, I don't know if you saw my first part before I got kicked off, like what happened with Rwanda. A lot of citizens were disarmed, and then there was a huge Rwandan genocide. And then now Rwanda last week just passed a bill for citizens now to have guns for self-defense.
I'm going to ask you one question.
Oh, no.
Why would a political party impose such draconian measures? What's coming next?
Well, it's tyranny, right?
What are they going to do that's so awful that they would want to pull all these guns from these legal, lawful gun owners that don't do anything wrong?
I don't know what's coming next, man. I'm actually scared to know what's going to come next. I really am.
Well, they've been slowly doing it. It's boiling the frog. They do it slowly. Now, what they don't realize is they left the loophole in there. So even if you have a 50 cal BMG, God, I wish I had one, but didn't save up enough money to get one. And now they've been banned and outlawed. A lot of the other guns that got banned and outlawed, it seems like they were AR style rifles. Some guys use them for hunting, but it's whatever you're comfortable with, right? It's just an inanimate object.
Well, it's just like anything else. It's just like your microphone. You could use your microphone as a lethal weapon. You could use anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Now, you got to look at the other things that are going on. Is this a distraction that they've done? Like a lot of the stuff that's on that list, like bazookas, rocket launchers, that stuff's been illegal for years. But they put it in there anyways. What, to cover their butt?
I don't know anyone that owns a bazooka.
Yeah, nor do I.
Right? A rocket launcher? Isn't that for like airplanes and stuff? To attack airplanes?
There's rocket launchers in there, bazookas, mortars were listed. A whole bunch of weird stuff. It's like this is all full-on military stuff that's been illegal in Canada for years and years. So it's kind of like they're trying to bring us in slowly. It says, okay, we're going to do this, and they're testing us, see how much of a pushback there's going to be. And when they realize, okay, so it's a couple 22s got delisted, all the AR stuff got delisted. Now that stuff they claim it's easy to modify it to full automatic, which I'm not buying it. Like,
no, I'm not either. So I'm gonna go. Let me go to document camera here real quick. Woo, there you are, Eduardo. Sorry, I wanted to just check out an article here real quick about. So here it is. Trudeau announces ban on 1,500 types of assault-style firearms effective immediately, and they don't have a buyback clause in there, eh?
You got to keep reading. There's also a clause at the end. Natives are allowed to use them. They get an exemption.
They're exempted to use them.
Yep. There's some weird clauses in this thing, and right at the end, there's a few other fine clauses. There's no grandfather clause, but they're going to try to do a buyback. Mm-hmm. So they're going to use your own money to buy back your own weapons. Where's rationale?
So what was that protest today? What was the whole purpose of the protest today? Like, what was the purpose of it? What was it for? To reopen the city or what?
Well, sure. Like, you see signs, if you watch the video, see signs like protect the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like Colin Trudeau a tyrant and Doug Ford a tyrant.
Let me see your video here. Let me go into my thing here. Let me see if it's not going to bog down my internet, but something was holding it back big time.
Seems to be pretty smooth now.
I got a lot of people asking me if I'm a flat earth person.
I doubt it.
No. All right, where's Eduardo's video? Here it is. Okay, let me put this over here. Okay, why isn't it opening it for me? Guys, we're going to watch Eduardo's video today at Queen's Park. So I'm just going to lay it over you, okay, bud?
Guys,
yeah, man.
in Toronto.
There's audio in it, too.
Afternoon. Got flowers blooming. Looks like this is a war memorial. A lot of soldiers fought and died for
Should
our
I
freedoms.
mute my mic?
No, doesn't bother.
What's going on?
Let's move on here a little bit. You had there's a protest right there in Toronto.
Canada. We got a tyrannical leader. Who the hell locks up healthy people?
I don't know if anyone can.
You got to quarantine the people that are ill and that are sick, not the healthy. It's not COVID-19. For
Oh, at least there's social distancing in the
mercury,
protest.
Aluminum, all the good stuff.
No, there
you wanna have
isn't.
in your body.
Not the cops. I was shaking the cops' hands. They were quite nice. I only seen 2 people with masks out of about 400 to 500.
Come back. I know you're hiding under your bed. Come back here. I voted for you. Where are you?
A lot of signs
Share this out,
criticizing the
guys. People need
pandemic.
to know the truth.
Reopen Canada.
We don't get our
Follow real scientists such as epidemiologist and KNUT Wadowski. That was on someone's sign. I am not a lab rat. 5G. Don't test me on 5G.
Yeah, I'm live on Facebook.
Yeah, this older couple there seemed to be very red-pilled.
Wow,
I'm
this
live
looks
right now. I'm gonna get some more signs.
Eduardo, this looks pretty cold there. Was that today?
Practical care and therapy
Yeah, I'd say it's around 18, 19 degrees.
Oh wow, it looks pretty cold.
are dangers, but allow abortions.
So you had
Are abortions
5G
still
people
going on?
there. You had anti-vaxxers there. You had people wanting to open the economy back up. People wanting to go back to school. Good crowd. See young kids there, all age groups.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of patriots here too.
To this tyranny,
And I
that's all
hardly
it is.
recognize any of these people. I've been to many protests and a lot of new faces.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got you back now. All right, we played it. It's good. It's lots. It's 30 minutes long, guys. So if you guys want to add Eduardo as a friend on Facebook, he's looking for more friends, more people to join this cause.
Actually, don't be insulted, but I'm not taking any more friends. You can follow if you want. It's just I'm getting doxxed so much. It's crazy.
I get doxxed all the time. I don't know if you watched that. They've been actually using my email address to apply for stuff. Thousands of stuff.
I also did some digging because I've been had a lot of time off last month or so,
Okay.
and I've discovered that a lot of the key Antifa people seem to be Satanists.
Oh, come on. Are you serial?
I'm telling you, you dig in and you dig in, and it's like, why do these people have satanic pictures on here and the satanic feed? And they also seem to be the leftist Jewish people, which ties them back to the movement that was going on in Russia. You know where I'm going with this? Yeah. Yeah, man.
Interesting. Well, we got half our audience back, Eduardo.
Okay, so another thing we should talk about tonight. Has anyone noticed that they're playing the call to prayer at the mosques now?
So are they going back to pray?
No, they're calling out. There's a call to prayer from the mosques. Do you have a mosque in Merritt?
No.
Okay, we've got lots here in Toronto, Markham, Mississauga, and at sundown, they're all playing that's for about 5 minutes, the call to prayer. So that's how it starts. Bonnie Crombie approved it a couple days ago in Mississauga. And then Friday morning, Trudeau says, no, countrywide, let him do it.
Wow. Because I know they tried to ban Christmas a few years in a row, or trying to change the wording on it and all that stuff, and it's like not trying to tie it to any religious affiliation and making it more like Santa Claus.
Now, let's look at the big picture here. The economy is crashing. The fiat currencies are crashing. All the money that's been lent to the U.S. Treasury since, I believe, 1982, it's been done outside the Treasury. They didn't borrow that money. They just generated it.
Mm-hmm.
So the bankers have been giving it to themselves.
Yeah, because they've been doing a lot of stock buybacks, and when they buy back stocks, the company grows, the company looks good, looks attractive. A lot of people dump their money into that stock thinking it's going to keep going up, and then those stock buybackers go ahead and sell when it goes up.
Yeah. And when you get into Bill Gates, you've been digging into what he's been doing lately.
Dude, I don't even know if that guy's tricking or treating, man. I don't even know what that guy's been up to, Bill Gates. Honestly, every week there's something about him. Every week he has an announcement. Every week he has something that he needs to tell us. It's like, you know what, dude? Like, I'm not interested in... But you tell me. Go ahead. But Bill Gates, man, you tell me.
His parents are eugenicists.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand what that means?
Yep. That they believe in just removing people.
Yeah, lower the world population.
Yeah.
If you go back to, there's been many meetings done privately. There's the Toronto, there's something that was floating around back in the 60s, again in the 70s, and then again in the mid-80s. It was the Council of Toronto, but it was held in Montreal. 6 of the largest banking companies, 6 of the largest drug companies, and 6 of the most influential government people, I believe. I'm going to get more information on this week. The agenda was, these people are of the opinion if the world is overpopulated and the Western countries are using most of the resources, creating most of the pollution, are they going to buy into this global warming stuff? Are they going to take a lower standard of living?
Well, the global warming's been on the back burner for the last couple of maybe month or two, right? So,
well, it's because a lot of people have exposed the fact that all the global warming is directly correlated to the output of the sun.
Well, yeah, sun rotation, sun orbits, and sun elliptic wobbles, and sunspots and corona flares.
Yeah, and that all has a huge effect. It's the light bulb in the sky, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So you turn it down, you get colder. You turn it up, you get warmer, right? So that's.
But what if we filled Bill Gates' plane? Not Bill Gates. Sorry, Al Gore filled his plane up with money and sent it to the sun. Do you think that might change it?
That reminds me of a Newfie joke, if I may. Can I?
Go ahead, Newfie joke. Go ahead.
Newfie joke. Okay, so I haven't told this in so long. It's actually kind of lame. So it's 3 guys riding on a bus, and the American says to the Russian, says, "Hey, Russian, look, us Americans are so great. We're going to the moon next year." The Russian says to the American, "That's nothing. Look at this. In our Russian newspaper, we're going to Mars next year." And Newfie's sitting beside him, "Boys, that's nothing. Us Newfies, we're going to the sun." He says, "Look at our newspaper." The Russian and the American look at each other and go, "Don't you realize if you get within 20 million miles of the sun, you'll burn up?" He says, "Boys, we know that. We're traveling by night."
Woo!
Okay,
so Eduardo, I need to ask you a very important question, and you need to answer me. Are you getting a vaccine?
It'll be over my dead body.
Okay, well, you guys heard it first here. China. All right.
I haven't had a vaccine in, I can't remember the last time I had a vaccine.
I had a vaccine, I think, when I was in grade 10. It was for hepatitis.
I think I had about 20 years ago, I had a tetanus shot because I'm in construction.
Mm-hmm. Well, tetanus shot's important. I mean, you get that at birth, I think.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a crock. None of this stuff has been proven. They fudge the numbers. Look what they're doing to all the numbers with this corona or COVID crap. They're changing the name. They're changing the statistics. If someone dies, they're encouraging hospitals, and they're getting paid more money if they're on COVID-19 or something. It's all a scam. Now let's talk about the business model for Bill Gates.
Okay, what's going on?
He's heavily invested in all kinds of pharmaceutical companies, drug companies. Right?
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say he's heavily invested in taking drugs, but no. Okay, drug companies. Yeah.
No, he's heavily invested in a lot of major drug companies.
Mm-hmm.
Drug companies have not been doing well over the last few years. They've got a lot of patents that are expiring. A lot of new drugs have been in development. A lot of them are not panning out. They're not getting approved by the FDA. So the guy wants to make money. He's a eugenicist. So what's he going to do? He's also the largest, as of today, he puts in more money into the WHO than the second largest funder, which is the UK. So he's the largest funder of the World Health Organization.
Wow, what a nice man.
It's business, Mike.
I know, I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic.
So he gets to call the shots. He's telling us, yeah, we got to get the flu. We know he's been talking to Trudeau over many years. There's pictures of them, too, smiling and laughing. So we know Trudeau's a sellout. He doesn't care about us. Are you kidding me? He only wants to line his own pockets. Think about it. He really doesn't care about us. If he did, you wouldn't be seeing the lockdown we're seeing today.
Dude, we wouldn't have $200 billion laundered through Canada in 5 years through our real estate and sell us out, and then we can't even get into our own housing market.
And then you got people like, let's talk about the shipping of the oil that's coming in from the Middle East. We got tons of oil here in Canada. Why aren't we using our own? Well, Bill Martin, Canada Steamship Lines, they bring in most of the oil to the East Coast. That's the largest market.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Power Corporation. These guys don't want to lose that revenue, and they probably put pressure on the guys in Quebec. I forget, Legault, I believe, is the premier, who also happens to own Air Transat or CEO or something, high up at Air Transat, one of the larger airlines here.
Yeah.
We also have refineries in Montreal. I don't know if anyone ever told you that.
Yeah, we do. We have quite a few, actually.
And Montreal is still dumping all their municipal waste into the St. Lawrence River.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that, too. A lot of people were protesting that a few months back.
Yeah, real green of them, isn't it?
Mm.
So the government does not care about you people. This is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, fiat currencies are collapsing.
Yep.
Bill Gates, he's going to make money hand over fist. His net worth keeps going up and up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
He's heavily invested in the pharmaceuticals, vax companies. He's putting tons of money into the WHO, World Health Organization, so he gets to drive the sales pitch. He's getting other people to sell it for him. Then even Trudeau says, this is the new normal until we get a vaccine. Well, sure, because he's in Bill Gates' pocket too, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows how much money he slid him under the table? We don't know. And why is he locked up? What kind of leader locks himself up in the house? And then he gets the Governor General to do his dirty work for him, or her dirty work for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, oh man, it stinks style.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and who knows? Maybe they're getting nervous. Maybe too many people are finding out about the myth is Canada.
Mm-hmm. The myth is Canada.
The myth is Canada. We've been lied to since 1901 on Queen Victoria's death.
Yep.
What else you want to get into, Mike?
No, that's it. We just wanted to do a little bit of gun talk. And hopefully I could get the other people that, like a lineup of people that were lined up for the show tonight on the show to kind of give their plug, because we kind of wanted to kind of cover what's happening with this whole gun thing, because this is kind of important, because once they start banning, I don't understand why they didn't ban handguns when handguns kill more people than anything else.
There's a clause in there that empowers the municipalities to ban the handguns. That may be done provincially, may be done municipally. We'll see what happens with that. So they're passing the buck on that, but it is mentioned in there, in that.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
Don't sell your guns.
Like, I mean, what are they gonna do? Throw you in jail if you have a gun in an attic somewhere, or like, I mean, that's illegal. Like, what would happen? I don't understand. Well, it is registered though. That's the problem. They know you have it.
No, actually, I sold all my guns,
No, but it's registered.
but I sold all my guns.
I get that, Eduardo. But the key is, where did you sell it? They're gonna probably try to skip trace that.
Oh, they can. I sold it to a legal FAC or PAL holder, and I had that documentation. I can't find it now, though, but it was all done legally.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I get you. I get you.
So I don't have any guns.
Okay. I love that. When you go, like, it's like when you go into a cell phone company, it says, is this phone unlimited? And they go like this, look, limited. Limited. It's like, can you say that without doing the limited, please? So, all right.
Everyone should get their PAL possession only license. Possession and acquisition license. It's only usually a weekend course.
Mm-hmm.
These are dark days, people. We haven't seen anything like this in our lifetimes. Ever. Did I ever think that something like this would happen?
Mm-hmm. I would have never fathomed it would have happened in my lifetime.
Yeah. You got currency collapse. You got a tyrant running the government, which is illegal, by the way. And people are starting to wake up. They gave us too much knowledge and too much freedom, and too many voices are speaking through the internet, through social media. Why do you think they're coming down, cracking down so hard, banning people, kicking people off the internet? It's gone too far. Like, the elite are getting worried.
Axel Faye Knox says, lost them in a boating accident. That's what everyone says.
Actually, I once lost a hunting rifle in a tip the canoe we were on when we were moose hunting.
How did you have a canoe moose hunting?
Oh, where we go moose hunting, we go up the river where no one goes to. It's pretty tough to get into. It's about a half a day in.
Then how do you take the moose out? Because it's so heavy.
In pieces.
Oh, in pieces. Okay, all right.
It takes about 3-4 hours to get from where we parked to where we set camp.
Holy smokes.
Good hunting, though.
Yeah. All right.
It's okay, Mike. Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for giving us those points. And if you got time next week to throw out a few points, make a video, let us know, okay?
Oh, I sent you a few pictures there. Were you able to pull those up on Messenger before we go? It's pretty funny, actually. One of them is very honest. One with the sheep and the wolf. If you look in the Messenger.
I'm going in right now. And I'm going to go there right now. And I'm going to go to your Messenger post here. And I'm going here. Okay, there's a guy. Oh, the sheep. This one?
There's a delay there. I can't see it yet.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, guys. Here it is. Let me go to document cam. Okay, here it is here. It says, oh, okay, this is how a gun control law works. A wolf attacks a sheep, the sheep dies. Other sheep observe the killing and notice that that teeth kill sheep. The sheep remove their own teeth for their own safety. The wolf still has his teeth and can still kill the sheep. Oh no, it's gun control. That's a classic, dude. I'm going to steal that. I'll take a screenshot of that and I'll put it up on my YouTube community, okay?
Sure, share away, man. It's actually pretty accurate of what's going on, eh?
It is. It's very accurate, actually. All right, buddy.
Did you get the one with the, there's a good picture of Trudeau in there, too.
Is there?
Yeah. Right. You got to find that one.
I'll go back through it later, I promise, okay?
Okay, later.
Go to bed. It's late there. I know what time it is there.
Actually, if I can give a plug to Sunday Long Live Radio on Rhea Bow on D Live. She runs a show in the UK. They've got about, it's anywhere from 2.5 to 4 million people listening.
Whoa! What's it called again?
Sunday Long Live Radio. Runs
Sunday Long Live Radio.
Long Live Radio. Rhea Bow. Check it out.
All right, I'll check it out. Thank you so much, Eduardo.
See ya.
See ya. All right, there it is. I'm out. Eduardo's out. So it looks like we're cruising again. We're cruising at cruising speed here on Mike in the Night, guys. Sorry about the first part there. It just really took it right out of me. When that happened and the show went down, I was just so... I don't know how to say it, guys. I was just so... You know, you get let down, you know? It's like you prepare, you do so much, you organize, you try to get things rolling, and it just doesn't work. Let's get, what's his name on real quick here. All right. Okay, let's get my man... Let's get Buddy from Colorado, Lord Humongous, on the show.
Hello?
Lord, what's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Do you have a gun holding? Are you holding a gun while you're listening to this?
I got both of my 45s by my side.
Thank God. Thank you. All right, the reason why, okay, you know what I'm calling for, and there's a lot of issues right now in Canada. I don't even know what the law is stating. They don't even know what they're stating. To me, I'm going to tell you honestly, a gun manufacturer could go do some modifications and make a gun something else. Can't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Because I was thinking that like an hour ago or 2 hours before the show ran out. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, a gun manufacturer could just modify something and then just go ahead and do something else, you know? So tell me, what's going on? What do you think they're trying to do with this whole gun thing? What's the distraction?
Well, the distraction's the economy collapsing, just like Eduardo just said. It's many factors, man. You know what the problem is with society and people that think they're free? Is they're all order followers. It's a psychological thing. They give the authority to these people.
Right.
You know? And it's a brainwash, Mike. It's the way it's been. It's hard to deprogram all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, Canadians. I mean, I know that we have our. You know, we're always constantly down here in America, fighting for our gun rights.
Can you say it? Can you actually say it? America, not America, America.
America. Yeah, it just goes back to they're never gonna. This is just stupidity, man. It's insanity. It's like these gun grabbers have been trying for so long, and they won't stop until they start either a revolution or, you know, and it's pointless. It's just like you said. It's just a tool, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's people. People can kill anybody with anything. You know, just like a COVID Bill Gates virus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Eduardo's spot on about Bill Gates. You better care about what that guy's doing, because that asshole's involved with everything.
Well, it's not that I don't care about what he's doing. It's just I'm just sick and tired of I'm just so sick and tired of.
Yeah, but Mike, he's connected to so many different things and these bullshit organizations. You know, they conjure up these tyrannical policies and rules, so all the sheep will blindly follow. You know, they program you through the TV. You know, oh, stay inside, put your mask on and your rubber gloves over a bunch of bullshit. That's what this is all about. It's to cover up the failing currencies, man. They're worthless. There's no confidence. You know, the whole world's in some deep shit, dude, when this thing comes down. And I like I preach, like I've been preaching forever. The only thing that's going to remain is gold and silver. They can try any kind of digital bullshit they want, but all technology, dude, fails after time. We just saw it tonight when they're shutting down your show. You know, and if you don't think that they're not doing that on purpose, dude, you know, there's agencies out there that are watching everything. You know, they got super databases. They think that their stupid indexing of people is going to work. It's not, man. They cannot defeat the natural world. You know.
Well, I got your picture up now as a guest. You're right there right beside me here. Lord Humongous, Denver, Colorado. What do you guys think of his image?
Which one?
It's up. It's beside me.
I can't see when I'm talking to you on the phone.
Oh, Mike. Never mind. You're going to rewind.
Yeah, and what I would tell Canadians, man, is get a hold of as many guns as you can, and don't care what that idiot Trudeau says.
Mhm.
You know, you guys all need to band together, man. If you want to kick the communists out of that damn country, you know, me as an American, I support Canadians. I would open up our borders, man, like tomorrow.
Mhm.
If I knew that you guys would band together again and stop letting this provincial governments and all this bullshit that they do, you know, they're doing the same shit here, Mikey. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm just so tired of this game. It's just people cannot live their lives. You know, we have to sit here in fear. They're scaring the shit out of everybody, and it's criminal. It's completely criminal, man. They're messing with people's minds. It's just bullshit. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
I don't care who these money powers are, or these so-called powers that.
Yeah, because we talked about this before. Remember this? Remember, Lord, we were talking about how, like, back in the day during, like, the when there was, like, kings and queens and stuff, they left the serfs alone. The serfs, as long as they paid their tax or whatever they had to pay in goods and taxes to the king or whatever, they were left alone to do what they wanted. They hanged out in pubs, they partied, they did what they wanted, and you know, it's like now they're all into our business. They know if we're tricking or treating before we even step out the door.
Mike, they've always been in our business, man. Why should you pay a tax to any asshole claiming he's some kind of king?
No, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm saying when we were ruled, you know what I'm saying?
It's the same mentality behind all of this stuff. It's people that are power hungry, and they want to extort from the poor and the weak. You know, I don't believe in that shit, man. I believe in Jesus. I believe in, you know, he taught us to share and blessed are the poor, man.
Yeah, forgive your neighbors. Don't cheat
Forgive your enemy. Yeah. You know what? I mean, I can forgive them, but you know what? If there comes a point where they're trying to, you know, crunch on everybody's rights and stuff, you don't think I'll pick up a rifle?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm dead serious, man. I don't have, you know, if I gotta live in this bullshit technological antichrist Bill Gates fucking world.
Whoa, easy, calm down. I don't want to get flagged, dude.
Sorry, bro. I mean, you know, but you know, it's profanity, yeah. But you know what? It's freedom of speech at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who are these people to regulate what you say? It comes out of your mouth.
No, I understand. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just saying that I just don't want to get my video flagged, and then we're done, right?
Well, it's all the technological control.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give a guy Bill Gates, so he's going to come around. Oh, he's got some magic vaccine that's probably filled with poison.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to track everybody with that through 5G network that they've been working on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, Jelly Bean.
Like when people start messing with your body, right? I mean, in the Bible, if you read the Bible, that's the body of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Everybody's got their own choice to make, man, and every man has. You can live on your knees like a slave, or you can die on your feet fighting like a man.
You know, it's again, it goes back to square one. It's our God-given right.
That's right.
And that's why the First Amendment would always be the freedom of speech, because it trumps all other amendments. And if you have a problem with the Second Amendment, revert back to the First Amendment.
And if you believe in God and it's your right, who is man or any government to tell you differently?
That's right.
Right?
Right.
All right. Anything else I can say for you?
No, I just wanted you to get that off your chest there. I knew you seemed huh?
Did you ship my coffee mug yet?
I'm gonna ship it on. I'm shipping it Monday because I have to go. I don't get mad. I left the box at the store.
The Lord told me. He says if you don't ship my mug, there's gonna be problems.
No, Lord Humongous mug with this picture actually that's right beside me is on its way to you. Don't worry. I'll just go back on Monday and grab it.
I'm just kidding, Mikey.
Mm-hmm. No, I because I put some stuff in there from the store. Yeah, for you.
Yeah, but like I said, this vaccine thing is a big deal, man. You know.
Oh, I know it's a big deal. I hate seeing that guy's face. Is what I'm trying to say.
A turtle's pecker like Bill Gates shouldn't be walking around a free man. He shouldn't even be breathing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if these guys think they're going to get away with what they're trying to get away with, it's going to blow up in their face, man.
I hear you. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You better?
Yeah, better now. We're rolling now. We're doing good. I'm happy. Everyone came back to the show. So
Listen,
I'm happy.
hold on. I want to tell your listeners one thing.
Go ahead, please.
Don't ever give up your natural rights to any law, to any edict, to anything. You know, you have to defend those at all times.
Yeah,
that's where freedom's at. True freedom.
That's right.
All right.
All right. God bless you, Lord. Thank you so much for giving us your feedback.
God bless.
God bless. That is Lord Humongous from the Humongous Wasteland from Denver, Colorado. And it's really, really, I'm sorry, guys. I'm feeling better now. Got the show back on. I spent a lot of time setting the show up, guys. But it's back. And it's running strong. Thanks, guys, for coming back. I love you guys. You guys all came back. Said, oh, man, what happened to Mike in the Night? I waited all Saturday for this. So there's people tuning in right now. I'm looking at the algorithmic thing here on the channel on the back end. There's people watching that first Mike in the Night. I hope they don't think that's live still. And there's about 198 people watching that other Mike in the Night right now, the 28-minute one. And hopefully when they refresh, they'll see this one still going live. So, okay, Liam sent me, let me see if I can get him. He's saying that the UK government passed Forced Vaccination Act 1 mandatory COVID vaccine. That's really scary, guys. That's really, really, really scared. I got David Xavier in the comments saying, Mike, you should avoid putting the G word, guns, in your sentence. Maybe that's what happened. All right, let's see if my man get a friend on in here, see what he's got to say here. He's not answering. Skype's off. All right. Let's see what T-Square, my boa T-Square is here. Let's see if he picks up. I don't know if he's busy or stranded or... Come on, T-Square, where are you? Okay, he's not picking up. All right. I hope he didn't get arrested. All right, let's see who else we got here on the show. We got a lineup of people, and I think a lot of people what happened was a lot of people walked away from the show after I got a really completely shut down twice in a row. There we go. Hello? He hung up. Can you believe he hung up on me? What the hell? I'm just joking. Let's see if we can get T-Square back on. He's probably having issues too. Let's try this again. He said he's here.
Hey.
All right. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you, but you can't see me, so don't panic.
Okay, so at least you can hear me. Right?
I can hear you and see you perfectly. Tilt the camera down because I'm seeing the top of your head.
I was panicking because I'm sitting here listening to the show, and you said it, and I'm trying to answer, and then it wasn't. I was like, what the heck is going on? So I was kind of flipping out.
Okay, do me a favor. Tilt the camera down towards you a bit because I'm seeing the top of your head. We want to see those muscles.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't think anybody can see me, can they?
Everyone can see you, buddy.
Oh, okay. I wonder why I don't...
You're not going to see me. You're not going to see me because my second camera's not on.
Oh, now I do see you. Okay, now I do see you.
All right, let me set this up here to guest. And let me change your name up here. Guys, don't forget to join T-Square and subscribe to his channel, guys. He's really good. If you go to my channel, on the right side, it shows like subsidiary channels, or like that you could subscribe to that are affiliated with the channel. You see that they're on my channel, right? When you go on the right, it says T-Square. Did you see that, Timothy? Timothy, you there? Hello?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so all right, let me I just hope there's no lag in our conversation.
I think there might be, so I just shut my whole monitor off so I can just hear you and you can, you know what I'm saying? We'll know where
Where are you based out of again?
I'm out of Texas.
Okay, West Texas, right?
Yep. I was actually just listening into your last call, and I was actually writing down notes, because whenever I hear conversations, I always write down notes, and I was listening to what you guys were talking about with Bill Gates. And a lot of people don't know terms like what the good club is. I don't know. Have you ever heard of the term the good club?
Yes, I have. I heard about that about 8-9 years ago.
That's like right now, Bill Gates is pretty much looking like he is going to be the one that is pretty much in charge of all that. I mean, it started out years ago with Rockefeller, then you got Soros, Kissinger. Now Bill Gates is the big term. And you look at stuff like CEPI.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody Googles that, they'll find out a ton of information on what's going on, and I'm convinced. I really worry about what's going on. And then when I started looking up into what was going on with the guns today, and this recently in Canada, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it literally worries the heck out of me what's going on right now.
I saw you on the comments, okay? I saw you on the comments on my first show before it got cut off. Right? We had the whole Rwandan thing that happened. Okay, they pulled the guns in the late 80s, early 90s in Rwanda from all the citizens. And machetes. Okay? Then they went ahead and had this huge genocide. And then it went back. Now, last week in Rwanda, they're now passing a bill for all citizens to own guns now.
Yep.
They're going back. Canada's going...
Because it's been proven that this strategy does not work. I mean, because what happens is, first of all, if you want to do something bad, it's the people. It doesn't matter how you do it. I mean, you're in Canada. If you look at October 2nd, 2017... officer stabbed and 4 people ran over in a terror attack with a U-Haul.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look back at April 16th of 2014, the worst mass murder in Calgary history with a stabbing. I mean, that's stabbing. Are we going to ban knives? Are we going to ban trucks? I mean, everybody wants to target firearms. And it really upsets me because it's not the firearms that's causing the problem. In fact, picture it. If someone goes and tries to stab a bunch of people and you're carrying a firearm, you're going to put a stop to that.
Right.
Which is going to make it to where good citizens can overpower the bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost feel like when they do stuff like this, they're kind of tying the good people's hands because like you said, criminals are still going to have firearms because they're not registered. They bought them on the black market. And then what? What's going to happen? Good people are going to go out to the black market and they're going to get firearms.
Right.
And now you get good people that are breaking the law to protect their family. I mean, protecting your family is a God-given right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so, that's something that people just don't understand. And that's why I'm really sick of politicians, and more you're going to start to see. I really wonder. I was talking to someone earlier this evening, and could this happen here in America? People say, "Oh, that could never happen here." You know how many people said to me, "The virus, it's not going to happen here in the U.S. That's overseas." Oh, the economy may be going down elsewhere, but it's not going to happen here. Everybody says nothing can happen here in America until it happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's insane. But
okay, let me throw something in the spin here. In England, they banned guns. Okay, big time.
Yep.
Now, do you know how many stabbings they get per night? Like average emergency hospital?
I'm curious now.
Couple of hundred. You could look it up.
See, I mean, it's crazy.
I didn't believe it. A couple of hundred. This is not true. I looked it up, and then I talked to somebody from Yorkshire or somewhere in that along that area. Is like, oh yeah, in England, just in the country, we get a couple of hundred stabbings a night in the country. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, when because taking guns away, you're just making it to where the law-abiding citizens can't protect themselves. I mean, I don't know how many people have seen that movie. That movie was awesome, not to get off topic, Law-Abiding Citizen. But that's a pure example of eventually people are just going to get fed up with what's going on. And it's scary because it could make things a whole lot worse, a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
And part of me does think that, I had a commenter on my channel the other night, and he had said, Tom, I know you don't believe in what's going on. And at first I said I do, but it kind of bugged me all that night, so I had to start researching it. And that was how I've been looking up a lot of, the Bill Gates Foundation and the Good Club, CEPI, numbers getting fluffed up, how these testing is going. Do I think that there is an issue? Yes. But I'm almost starting to see a pattern, and eventually I want to do a video on it once I have enough evidence, stuff like from the CDC website. Earlier I was just listening to something that someone sent me, that the CDC website itself says that this test will test positive for certain types of flu symptoms. And it is possible that someone could have a flu and test positive. That's on the CDC website.
Yeah.
So, you always got to see that they're going to put stuff out in the open because they know the average sheep person is not going to take the time to look this stuff up. I don't know how many people I've told that the Federal Reserve is not federal, and they think I'm nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pull it up in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, where, people, a lot of times people won't even look up stuff and they'll take a stand on it. At least, look up stuff before you start talking about stuff.
That's correct, yeah.
So, or listen and then go home and look it up. Because I'll be honest, I thought when I first heard that with this virus, I mean, I thought, not going to lie, secretly, I thought that commenter was a little nuts. And I simply brushed it off as, do the math. I mean, 1 in 140 people in America have it. Okay, so chances are you may not know someone that has it, especially when you look at the bulk of these people are concentrated pockets around the country.
Mm-hmm.
But now if the test is flawed wrong, to where it's picking up symptoms of other flu and this and that, I mean, now it really makes me worry, because how do you have all these, I mean, not everybody is having to be hospitalized.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just go home and they have to just, eat soup, drink a lot of tea, hot water, all these different things.
Sleep, a ton of rest.
Yeah, and get some rest, and they make it through this. Well, you're talking two different sets of symptoms here. I mean, now some people it's extreme and they feel like their lungs are filled with glass and clogging up and can't breathe, putting on respirators. Okay, so maybe this isn't as it's possible. And I hope I'm not stepping out of line saying this on your channel.
No, it's fine.
If I am, go ahead and stall me down somehow.
No, that's fine.
But,
you are free to say what you want.
But it's crazy the more research I put, because I openly won't talk about a lot of this stuff until I have solid facts. But, when you go to the CD's website and you start looking up what the test procedure is for this, it's scary. I mean, are these numbers getting escalated? Because the truth of the matter is our economy was not good.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't good. It wasn't good for at least the last. Well, we didn't. You guys didn't get a full reset in 2008. That's the problem.
Right.
You didn't get a full reset. The Commonwealth sat back and watched you guys go down. We went down a bit, but we lowered interest rates overnight and did a bunch of bail-ins real quick and kind of did a good Band-Aid strategy in '08. So the Commonwealth did okay. So we kept this housing crisis that we had that was building up from 1999 just keep going and going and going. You guys got a housing correction. We didn't.
Yeah. Yep. And here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize when these things happen, a lot of money just disappears. And it takes a lot of attention off of what the real problems are.
Exactly.
You know, like the real problem has been the economy here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been the problem all over. And overprinting money. And you look, you know, I talked to some people, and like I said before, I mean, I took the stimulus money. Everybody got stimulus money. It was great. We're going to pay for that money. And really, you think about what the average person here got, $1,200, $2,400 for Mary, and an extra $500 for each kid under 17. You know, those numbers sound to some people like, oh, wow, that's awesome. It helps. Don't get me wrong. It helps out a lot of families.
I know you bought silver with that money, but that's okay.
I got silver with mine. I mean, because I think we're going to see silver explode.
Okay.
You know, when we've been seeing it keep going up. But on the flip side, look at the amount of money that was planned for that. Calculate America's population by, we'll say, $1,200. Where's all that other money going? You know, that other money is going to big businesses getting huge loans that they're not going to have to pay back. I mean, they're pumping up the stock market left and right. I mean, and they're not letting it fall. And we're going to see another big drop here.
Yes.
And when it comes, people are just going to be blindsided. I mean, and it's scary because I told someone, a good friend of mine, probably not even 4 to 6 months ago, be careful with the stock market. And he thought I was nuts. He's looking at buying a brand new house. His wife's working. He's working. They both got good jobs. I saw him outside the other day putting his boat in the backyard. And I said, hey, how's everything going? You know, and they're not even looking at buying a house now. She's out of work. He's down to 2 days a week. He said they were processing like 7 or 8 tankers a month of oil. Now they're processing 1 tanker. He's working 2 days a week.
Wow.
I mean, you know, here we're about ready to get wiped out when it comes to oil. Oil is going to kill. We here in Texas, you know, there was a lot of people commented because I go back and I watch the show after. That way I can actually focus on every comment. So a lot of people said in the last call that was on here, your timeline's a little bit off. Because a lot of people don't realize Texas has been kind of insulated from a lot of the other country because of the oil. We're
just like the province of Alberta. Alberta was riding that wealth of oil up until like 6-7 years ago when oil crashed. But can I throw something out there because we're on oil real quick? This is really nice.
Yep.
A lot of people in 2010 were believing about that whole we're running out of oil, the planet's running out of oil, we're going to be out of oil in 10 years. A lot of people believe that. Oil shot up to about $120 a barrel. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And then everybody was like, "Oh my God, look how expensive oil got." But hold on, let me tell you what the punchline here. The price of food skyrocketed because the price of transporting the food went up and the price of producing the food went up. Okay, 4 years down the road, oil goes down, $20 a barrel. Remember the crash in 2015, 2016?
Yep.
Oil goes down to $20 a barrel. Price of food stays where it's at. So what about transporting food and producing food? Why do they keep using these things to prop up a price on one thing, which is our food, which helps sustain life on Earth, and then don't bring it back down when it should come back down because of their lie about the transporting and producing?
Yep, because it's about the money, I believe. Where are they putting their money? You look at a lot of this green stuff. The people that were behind all this green energy, global warming, and all this talk, if they can scare people, people will fall in line. I mean, it comes down to the old saying: problem, action, solution. They can create a problem. It'll cause us to go to them, and essentially beg for help.
Oh, you know
I mean,
what?
you know,
China.
China wrote a book. They just wrote a book a few weeks back how they found the coronavirus, contained the coronavirus, and found a cure. And the book is written in 28 languages.
crazy.
So
I
they and it's all their crap. It's all like how they screwed up. And China jumps in and says, look, okay, yes, we left the stove on and left the house. We burnt half the house down, but we put it out. We're the heroes now.
Well, here's the thing. How bad do you think this can escalate? You know, a lot of people don't think this can escalate worse. It's not even so much the virus. What do you think's going to happen if the economy keeps staying in a slump? It's just a matter of time. You're already seeing people poking and prodding at other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Italy wants to take out a $6.5 trillion lawsuit against China.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Chinese virus. It's Kung Flu. You know, you start hearing these things. You know, you got the issue right now over in the Gulf where let them mess with us. If we get attacked, blow their ship out of the water. Oh, you go ahead and try it, USA, if you think you want to mess with us. You know, it's little by little we're seeing the sparks. Nobody wants to throw the first punch, but everybody will tell you if war breaks out, they're going to be able to crank up the spending. Governments will borrow more money to win. And essentially, your elites and rich are just going to make more and more money off of the debt.
Hold up a second.
And we're going to keep piling it on because there's no way any country wants to be on the losing side.
No one wants to lose. All right, I want to send a special shout out to Rand Ross out there who sent me $20 on Super Chat. Rand
Awesome.
Ross is always good for a fin. Thank you so much. I'm going to take that $20 and just keep buying more equipment. You like how my studio's turning out here?
I do. I am amazed by it. And, you know, I mean, you do a great job on a lot of the stuff you do because I actually just finished watching your series of your business that you converted.
Mm-hmm. Did you like that?
That is an incredible series of taking essentially nothing, a washed up building.
No, that's not right. No, that was the local drug den.
Well, I didn't want to use the word drug den, but I mean, that building was horrible at first, and you went in and you basically changed so much stuff, and now it's a successful business in the area, so that's pretty cool that you did that. That's awesome, I think.
Thank you. But
yeah.
So I try to share whatever knowledge I can, right, to show people that there is, if you have the will, there is a way, right? And fixing that place up, it didn't cost me a lot of money. Just a little bit of flooring, a little bit of paint, a little bit of plaster. It was just the legwork that,
Some hard work.
Yeah,
Some
and
hard work,
it paid
like
off.
you
Now I
said,
gotta.
what you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. I love that line because you had it dead on when you said that.
And
you know, a lot of people don't want to work anymore. They just want the handout, the free cookies from the government, and little by little, it just pushes us more to almost like a socialism. And then we know how that ends in every country that has ever done it.
Yeah.
So, and it's.
I have that store, the back room there. It's got a futon. And if you ever visit me, you could crash at the store, and there's a bathroom, a shower, a kitchen, everything there. So if you ever visit me in Canada, I think Lord
Awesome.
Humongous said he was going to come up, and I think the Raven's going to come.
Yeah.
The other caller on the show. So if these people come to visit, they can just crash at the store.
Awesome.
And play board games.
Yep. That would be fun. I go up. I'm not really sure exactly where you're at, but that's something I will look into. I do go to Quebec, usually in the summer. Now, I know you're not near Quebec.
No.
But then we usually drive over to Niagara Falls. And then we'll come straight down to Texas from there. However, we've gone all the way over to Yellowstone when we do our traveling. And, you know, we try to meet up with other YouTubers on the way. We do a lot of different stuff. Try to shoot videos. I ain't going to lie. I wanted to drive to, since we were just talking about food shortages too, Idaho a little while back. Did you see the 2 million potatoes that went to waste in Idaho?
I don't want to talk about it.
No? Okay.
I don't want to. I just can't. I just see a lot of Irishmen crying right now.
It is. It's sickening. And, you know, it comes down to They don't want these farms selling food. They don't want people being able to sell meat directly to customers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it has to be FDA government approved and this and that. Why?
Yeah.
Because they want their cut in everything. They have to have their hands in control in every single little thing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't get a cut of it, they don't want it happen. They'd rather have people starve before they give a cut. That was the whole deal with this executive order of pushing, no, you have to reopen. Sick or not, you're reopening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if they go any other way, they lose their cut. They lose control. You never want to give up. The government is never going to want to give up control.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to want to keep trying to take more of it.
Yeah, and that's something that we got to be careful. But the thing is, and T, I've said this before, and I've said it, when we talked a couple of times, and I kept saying to you, T, listen, our life expectancy, it's not like we lived to 300 years on this earth. We're only here 60, maybe 70 years if we're lucky. So what's the deal? Like, what's the deal that they want? 10, 15 years of the beginning of our lives is just studying and getting to understand how to ride the horse. And then we got a good 30 years in between. And then we got 10 years to relax and die. What is the deal?
People, greed. Look, if you read the Bible, I saw one of your comments come through earlier where it said they used the comment end times. You know, if you read Revelation in the Bible, it says more and more people will become all about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They'll care more about themselves than they will anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you look at what's going on now, that's exactly what's happening. People only care about the bottom dollar. Who cares who gets burned over? Who cares how many people go? Let's start World War III if it's going to make somebody some money. And it's scary when it gets like that, because if people would just work together, countries, it would be a better world. We don't need, you look, some people say, oh, well, population's getting too big. There's a big population. Look at how much
you know
land...
what? I need you to research this.
Shoot.
Do you know we could actually fit the entire population of the world in Cuba?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. And that's what I was about to say. Look how much land there is around the world in... I mean, I'm just going to use the U.S., for instance.
Yes.
State, these state parks. Every state's got state parks. And why don't people build anything there? Because they're not allowed to. Because they want to herd you into groups so they can control the masses. I mean, think about it. You take a prison and bunch everybody up together. You don't need a lot of people to control a big group of people. They've got their strategic points. They've got their choke points. I mean, that's just military strategy. It's the same thing with the country. The more people we bunch into cities, it doesn't take a lot of people to control a city.
No,
So,
the infrastructure is pretty straightforward in some cases, right? I'm just trying to find that Project Tabletop here so I could get the link for it, because I want other people on my channel to enjoy this series.
Definitely, yes. Anybody that likes kind of that fixer-upper stuff, seeing stuff change. I love watching videos of essentially rebuilding projects, changing community projects, that type of stuff. And it was really a great series because, it was neat to see it go from one thing, and it didn't take a long time to watch. We're talking 6 to 8 minutes of video at best, and you see it over the course of time. And the more people that watch that and give that the thumbs up, the more traction it will grow. And it sparks ideas. It sparks growth.
Yeah.
It sparks small business. It makes people realize it doesn't take a lot to make something out of nothing.
No.
Especially if you're like, when I watched it, a lot of the people that were helping you seemed like a lot of them were friends. So you can start doing something where you're calling in friends. I have friends all the time call me up and say, hey, I don't really have the money to hire an electrician. You're a licensed electrician. I know you don't really work anymore, but do you mind coming and just giving me a hand with this lights and that type of stuff? Of course. That's what friends are all about. You help each other out and you make things better for everybody.
Right.
So
Well,
that's
you're a
why
good guy, and you're very transparent. And then when I first saw your channel, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get this guy on my show. You know, I gotta get this guy on my show. Guys, if you want to see, I'm gonna show you guys where you could find him. He's right here. So if you go to my channel, guys, you'll find it's always there. His link is always there. So let's go to YouTube here real quick. Let's go to Document Cam, and I'm going to show you guys how you can find him 24/7, okay? Let's go to article reading, okay? Now we're going to go to my YouTube. Okay? And you're going to find him right here on the right. He's always here on my channel. So if you go to the right side of the channel, you'll see right here, T-Square Talk. He's right there by my fat head. And anytime, you just go ahead and click it, and you can subscribe to him right off there. So there he is, T-Square.
And I can't thank you guys enough. Just, subscribe, check it out, when you get a minute. I really do appreciate everybody's support. And the way things are, when you talk about these type of topics, YouTube wants to kind of silence. I was listening earlier. That's exactly what happened. You had over 250 people, and then all of a sudden your channel went down. When it was working fine before, but all of a sudden, it goes down. Why? Because you're spreading a message that's counterproductive for them. So they don't want that. So just you subscribing to the channel helps me out immensely. Mm-hmm. I know not every video I do is going to be the same. We do a lot of different stuff. Sometimes we talk silver, gold.
Don't forget your garden.
The garden. I do a lot of growing stuff. I've even gone up to Maine, gotten lucky to be able to do interviews with some marijuana growers and different stuff. So we have a wide range of videos. So I'm super thankful when people do subscribe.
Yeah. I'm subscribed, don't worry. And I just put a link there. I'm going to put the link again, guys. Here it is, guys. T-Square, there's a link right there again. Please subscribe to his channel. People will be watching this on replay, and they will find your link. And when anybody goes to my channel, they'll see you on the top right there all the time when they go to my channel.
Awesome.
It's always there as a suggested channel by me.
Yep. And I love having you when you call me up. I love being on your show because you do have such a great show. You talk about stuff that a lot of YouTubers aren't going to talk about because they're scared, that what's going to happen to their pocketbook essentially when you talk against something that's
I'm not talking about like let's hear this out. Let's go back to the whole genocide thingy there that happened in Rwanda. They disarmed all the citizens and with guns and machetes. Mm-hmm. Okay? And they used the registration from previous administrations to find out who had them to get everything. Okay? Once they disarmed them, you had this big genocide in the 90s. Then Rwanda turned around last week. You can look it up, and they're passing a law now to rearm all their citizens because it's perfect. If you think about it, if everybody is protected, think about it like this: anybody that tries to take over the country, for example, like Angola or Congo or one of the countries around there, try to invade, they got to get through all the citizens.
Yeah. Can you picture, I'd be curious how many guns there are in America. It's a number that we will never know. The number is probably so great. There's probably more than one gun for every person.
Yeah, I think there's about 390 million guns.
Yeah, we don't even have that many people. Mm-hmm. So can you imagine trying to take over a country like the USA? And that's why I'm all for gun rights. Do I think that, I know some people think that it's a touchy subject for people that have felony records, and that's a little different. And that comes down to case by case. I don't want to say it and sound negative.
We're talking about the average family guy that works his 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Sends his kids to school, goes to church on Sunday.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with them having it. That's why for a while the NRA was doing a great job putting out these commercials. I'm a veteran. I fought for the country. Mm-hmm. So, when you tell people that all of a sudden they want to get rid of guns, so I was good enough to hold the gun for you when I was on your payroll, but I'm not good enough to hold it for my family. That's where the scare factor comes in. And I mean, right now I'm lucky that we're not challenging guns right this minute here, but it was only a couple years ago that we were.
Oh, because of Hill Dog, right?
Right. I was scared.
I know you like Hill Dog, and if I go to your
shoot.
voter registration, I know you love Hill Dog, and you have a picture of Hill Dog in your wallet, do you?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, I'm sorry. You know what you should have? You should have a picture of Hill Dog in your wallet, like a little one that you get from school. Put it in your wallet, so when the police pull you over and they ask, you open your wallet nicely so they can see, and there's a picture of Hill Dog in your wallet. They'll look at you and say, move along, sir."
You're probably right. I might do that one of these days. Put it in my wallet, have it sitting there, and next time you call me, there might be one, and I'll be like, "Look, it's in my wallet."
Okay. I wanted to also ask you. I know you're sitting down, but sit down a little bit harder because you're not going to believe this.
Okay.
In Canada, they actually passed a law. Listen to this. That they could come into our house and breathalyze or do a breathalyze test on us inside our home.
What?
Look it up. You're not going to, because you don't believe me. Look it up.
For what purpose? You're at home. It's not like you're out driving. It's not like you're, and this is why people think I'm nuts when I say I just want to move out to the country in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially it's unlikely that you're going to, if you're living out in the middle of nowhere, that's crazy. The laws that they come up with right now is really that I don't even think there's a purpose for that. And it's not really so they can give you a breathalyzer. It's so they have a reason to come in your house. Little by little, they need reasons. Now they don't even, you think about that. Now they don't have to wait for a judge. They can just be the police, the judge, the jury. They can paint any picture they want in their favor. I mean, try to come in my house without a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that don't fly here, but it doesn't mean they won't try to get that too. It only takes one country to bring something up, and then if it flies in that country, then you'll start seeing every country in the world try to take it on.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the lockdowns in China when this first broke out. Everybody told me, that's China. They could never do that here. Can you imagine if they tried locking this country down?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to imagine. I can go out and see it now.
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff, they're like, oh, see, they weren't after your rights. Now they open back up. I said, yeah, think of the reason behind this.
Mm-hmm.
They closed down when there was probably a handful of people in the country that had it. I won't say a handful, but we didn't have many in Texas when they closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, they want to reopen when there's almost 1 million active cases.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. I just want to throw something really quick out there. Somebody keeps posting my address in the comment section.
That when you first started your show.
Yeah, someone keeps posting my address there. It's not very hard to find me. I'm in a small town anyway, and everyone knows where my store is anyway, so people could find me regardless. I'm not a guy that can't be found. You know what I'm saying? I'm easily to be found. Like, I'll be at my store a certain day. I'll even make a morning coffee video on my way to the store. People will know I'm there if they want to see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm hiding. You know what I'm saying? So this person that's doing this has put me on the dirty thing, and has done so much crap to me over the last year and a half. I don't even know what to do anymore. It's like, whatever, dude. So it's nice. I got the attention, and I'm living rent-free in someone's head.
Yeah. I mean, and it's really funny how people can stoop, I guess, to really.
It's not even hard to find me. You come into town, the first gas station. Where's Mike Martin's? Oh, okay. I'll show you where he lives. It's over there. That's it.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, the whole thing is people jealous, between a jealousy, between a hate, between that. People are just, and that's where it comes down. I mean, when it gets like this, I mean, it talks about this. in the Bible. I try not to get into religion because my views.
Dude,
sometimes...
I'm Roman Catholic. It's okay. I was baptized.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm Portuguese. If you meet a Portuguese, there's like 99.9% they're Roman Catholic and they pray.
I mean, but I don't understand how people, instead of just working with people, try to build people up instead of tear them down. I mean, you know, because what goes around comes around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nuts that people just, you know, like, I don't know.
Okay, T, hold on. Hold up for a sec. Did you remember when we had this discussion that I was at -6 subscribers?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, listen to this. Somebody's been taking my email and my address and all my information and applying for stuff. Like they've been applying for stuff on the online, like to test drive a Tesla. Please leave your name and information, and we'll get back to you. Right?
Yep.
So they've been messaging thousands of people. So I've got 11 to 12,000 response messages from a coffee company. Hi, this is Jacksonville Coffee. Thanks for messaging us. When we get back to the office, we'll call you back as soon as possible. And then it shows my original message. Hi, I'm Mike Martins, and I'm from the Mike Martins channel and all this stuff. And it's so I've technically, not me, but someone's used my information to apply for hair pieces, plastic surgery requests, soccer camp in Australia, like Subaru London, England.
You ought to start a series. I would watch that series. Just when you get calls from them, just start recording. When you get letters, do shout outs. You can show the letter. Yeah, this was a piece I got from a hair company. Start showing some of the stuff off.
Yeah,
that would be an interesting video.
Yeah, so they keep throwing my family into it. It's like really, and if you want the inside scoop, T, it's already out there. It's on my channel. It's called the Merit Harassment Series.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna love that one. If you love Project Tabletop, you'll love the Merit Harassment Series. Dude, I got a cease and desist for having a business open.
What?
You gotta watch the Merit Harassment Series.
I'm gonna have to watch them now, because I would have all I could do to not try to track back where this is coming from.
Mish is saying, Mike,
somewhere along the line, if they're doing this online, which they probably clearly are, you start tracking a lot of this back. I mean, people make dumb mistakes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we already tracked this back. We already know where it's coming from. And we even triangulated there. They were using some, like, you know, one of the things to cover your IP?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
well,
like
we actually tracked it back to 3 locations, and we got the one location now, so we know where it's coming from, which is really good. I'm so excited.
You could have some fun with it unofficially.
Oh, this is the best, dude. Okay,
I mean, if I had fun with it, I probably wouldn't want to do a video because I wouldn't want the person to know. But there's a lot of things that you can do once you know that. Yeah. Especially with their IP address.
Yep.
Once you can track that back. So, yeah, it's crazy how people are nowadays. You know, like I said, everybody just out. A lot of people. I won't say everybody. But a lot of people are out for themselves. And when it gets like that, it's just, it's a sad world we live in. It really is.
Okay, hold up. Scotty Morrison, people don't like you speaking the truth. Series could be called Where in the World is Mike Martins? Linda's saying you're not an essential service, Mike. And VPN says 26 Gunter. Oh yeah, I got some money behind this one. I tracked this one real good. Eric Black says if you get caught swatting, it's just jail time. Tig Nim says, so where you from? And then someone says, or proxy server. And then Ran Ross says too many haters. Oh, there's tons of haters out there. There's but it's good because it actually energizes me. It makes me feel good.
You know, your messenger just got me thinking. I was listening to that message. I was like, not essential. You're spreading news. I said, if y'all had and then I was like, it's a business. Because technically, you know, when you do this, you do get a small amount of money from YouTube.
Well, it's not enough to get me to Detroit or anything,
No,
but
but it might be enough to end up getting the PPP plan.
yeah.
I'm only kidding. But I mean, people file it. I mean, I filed my earnings last year as a business. I didn't make a lot. However, you know, and that's the type of stuff that's because this money that they're just doling out is crazy. They're just printing this like water. It's insane.
So how does how does this make you feel? Oh, wait. Stop. I need to go back to the whole where people going into homes and getting breathalyzer test, right?
Okay.
Now, a week or two after, this was like last summer, they passed this rule that the police, if they want to, they're allowed to search your vehicle, right?
Okay.
Now,
you guys don't have a probable cause law there?
we do probably somewhere in somewhere written somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, so think about this. They pull you over, and then not even a day after, I'm driving on a bridge. The police pull me over for alcohol, and then they asked me if I wanted to do a volunteer blood sample.
I've heard of those.
Like
I've
a blood
heard of that
test.
here.
Like,
They've
what
done
the
them here.
hell is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've done that here before in the U.S. Voluntary DNA sampling to test their equipment and their reactions and all this. I mean, think about what that does. That puts you in their DNA system. You know, why would I want someone having my DNA? I'm not saying that someone's going to go out and frame me, but who knows? There's no purpose in that.
Yeah, exactly. So now, T, I got a challenge for you. It's a joke challenge. You're not going to do this,
Shoot.
but I'm just saying. I need you to put one of those clip-on cameras on your shirt. And you know when you're driving down the highways in Texas?
Yep.
You know how sometimes you see a cop pulled over?
Yep.
I need you to pull over beside him or around or behind him, walk up to his car and ask him, "Can I search your car?"
Can I see your driver's license?
No. It would be funny. You know how they pull you over? They want to search your car. It's like you pull over. You know how you see cops sometimes on the side of the road talking and they're pulled over.
Yep.
Yeah, you pull over beside him and record it. Just go up to them. Hey guys, yeah, how you doing? Hey, hi. Can I search your car? See what they say.
It would make a funny YouTube video. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
No,
think about that.
because they do it to us, right? And they're public servants, right?
Yep.
So if we're the citizens they serve and protect, are we allowed to search their cars?
And then try to make a citizen's arrest and see what they say. You know, so yeah, I mean, you look at some of the stuff that, and I gotta say, I watch some channels that they're extremely anti-law enforcement. You know, some law enforcement are they're not bad people.
No. Like
So it's not everybody.
95% of people are really good. Like they're in there for a paycheck, but they're going by the book. They take care of their family. They're just, the paycheck isn't worth, getting hurt over. You know what I'm saying? They're just, it's just like a lot of security guards in malls. They don't jump into the action because it's not worth the pay. It's just.
But some people, the power just goes to their head, and they just, they want to. I don't know. Play Superman with a badge. It's scary. I mean, like there was one channel I used to watch all the time where they would. All he talked about was where cops kind of broke the laws. Like one cop literally ended up driving down the street, cutting through traffic with his lights and his sirens on, and then gets through traffic and just shuts it off and goes about his business. I mean, really? You couldn't wait for traffic like the rest of us because you have a police car, you're going to abuse your power. That's exactly what it is. Then you have some people, I've seen that. I've seen people, in some case, pull people over and just say, "I'd like to see your ID." Well, the first question that they're supposed to say as law enforcement is, "The reason that I stopped you is you were..." Okay. But you don't have it. Well, why did you stop me? To see your ID. That's not a reason. You don't have the right here. And I don't know all your rights there in Canada or other places around the world, but here in the U.S., you can't stop someone without probable cause. There has to be probable cause of some kind of law being broken.
Yeah.
And you'll get some people that what they're doing is they're fishing. It's a fishing exercise. So they'll fish. You might slip up and say something. Oh, I've only had a few drinks. Oh, okay. You're coming from the bar. Have you been drinking? I only had a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, do you mind stepping out of the car? Well, now they got you on a fishing exercise. You didn't swerve. You didn't do nothing wrong. It's a messed up situation. Then you get some cops that, like I said from the get-go, I'm not one of these people that are anti-law enforcement, because I've had some pull me over and literally I knew I made a mistake. And they just, I'm going to write you.
Okay, you had a few drinks. You're outside the car. You made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that would be a good time to ask to search their car?
Well, yeah. I mean, in that case, they can get away with it.
No. Would he be?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll be honest. When I get stopped, I mean, people tease me because I am about as good as they can get when I get stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I know I did something wrong.
Yeah.
And like if I knew I was speeding, I'm as good as I can be. Apologetic. Thank you, officer, and giving excuses. I hate to say it like that. But, a little bit of kindness, if you know you're in the wrong, a little bit of kindness and respect goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the car with someone else, and the cop, he had seen the ID, the retired military, and he had asked, what was the reason that you were speeding? To the driver, and the driver says, no reason, I was just in a rush.
I got pulled. Well, I was a passenger in a vehicle. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I was a passenger in a vehicle. We're driving, and the driver gets pulled over, and the police asked for my ID. I'm like, oh, I honestly left my wallet at home.
You were the passenger.
I was the passenger. I left the wallet at home. They took me out of the car and frisked me.
Oh, I believe it. I believe that some would do that. I don't know why.
I honestly really left my wallet at home. But I'm like, damn, I left my wallet at home.
If you had a gun on you, they would have locked you up. I'll bet you any money, if you had any kind of a weapon on you, that would have been it.
Yeah.
I mean, my first question would be, if I know I didn't do anything wrong, I mean, it's a little harder because you're friends with the driver, and essentially, if I'm a wise mouth, that's going to pass that on to them.
Right.
That headache. Because now you're putting them in a bad mood, and your friend is going to have to pay the price. I wouldn't even be surprised to see a cop say, I was going to give you a warning, but now since your friend had a big mouth, I'm just going to write you a ticket. But the truth of the matter is, why do you need to see my ID? What did I do wrong? I'm just a passenger.
Yeah, in Canada, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different in Canada. I don't know, that's why I live in a small town, and I know that 4 or 5 police live right on my street.
Yeah, you know them, you talk with them, be respectful to them, and it goes a long way. It really does.
Well, everybody respects everybody, right? So, I mean, I love everybody until they post my address online.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's wind it down.
I put that address so people could send stuff to talk about. Donations to the channel.
Yeah, man.
Not for Tesla ads.
All right, T. Let's wind it down. Any last words, buddy?
No, thanks again for having me. Thank you all your subscribers for watching. If you want, check out the channel T Square Talk.
Please.
I'm thankful for every sub. I mean, get into gardening, get into sound money, get on the right side of the trade, and you'll do really well. Even with everything's going on, you have a good opportunity. Right now, there's never been a better opportunity in the last 10, 12 years to make some money and get ahead. So I thank you for having me, and I thank all your subscribers. Thank you, guys, and hope to see you guys again.
Thanks, T. It's been a great hour, buddy.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bless you, too.
Okay. So that is our man, T Square. From Texas. West Texas. I wonder if there's a college. Yeah, West Texas Technical Institute, right? If I'm right. So we have... yeah, guys, the show actually turned out to be good. We got a lot of people back from the first show. There's about 250 people still watching the first show. I'm watching it here on the analytics on the backside on the video. So there's too many people watching the first show thinking that was the show. Because the first show, so I put part 1. So Linda saying, great guy. Oh, yeah. Amazing, amazing soul. Beautiful person. VMan293 saying, buy food and silver. Yep. Anthony saying, better late than never. Laugh out loud. Welcome, Antonio. Tommy in the house. Tom V. Beatrice. Thank you, Beatrice, for the hearts. Awesome to our man T there. Sending some love to T. Square. Tommy. We got Blunt News. Steve Stevens says. Okay, there's her talking. Who else we got here? We got Tina. Tina in the house. Tina Flo. Digs the background. Thank you so much. We got... Who else we got here? Blunt News came back from the other show. I love you guys, man. You guys have no idea, man. You guys have no idea how much we've been through together. How much we've been together for all these years. How you guys have been there for me all these years. You have no idea. I've taken so much advice from you guys. I even got advice when I was living in Vancouver, where someone messaged me and said, hey, a commenter says, Mike, move to a small town. You don't have to live in Vancouver. I know it's expensive, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, you know what? This person's right. And then not even 3 weeks later, I bought a house out of town. I was done. It was over. Randall Alexander in the house. Always got my back. And we got Serenity Now in the house. Always got my back. Yeah, what's the Raven up to? Where the hell is this guy? Let me get this guy on the show here. Supreme's not on either. Oh, Ed has a good comment there, saying, how will we protect ourselves if the communists invade Canada? Whoops, they already have. They've taken over our minds. Rand Ross says, good caller. Oh, yeah. Subscribe to his channel, I say. Yeah. I'm working on getting other channels on. Like, some of them have 800 subscribers and stuff, but they really... I don't care how many. It's just they got the drive. They got the transparency, you know. They got the, hey, man, look, I got this. This is what I found out. Not everyone that comes on here knows everything. You know, I don't know nothing. Oh, looking good tonight. I got a lot of looking goods tonight. Looking good tonight, I say. All right. All right, so you're tuned in to Mike in the Night, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Let's keep going here and rock and rolling. Get maybe a few more callers on. Guys, go down to the bottom of this video. You're watching it now. At the bottom, it says share. Share this thing now. It's live. Then some friends will be like, what the hell are you sharing? What is this thing? You know what I'm saying? Get people on here. It's Mike in the Night. We have all kinds of topics. Sometimes we go on about, we were going on about COVID for a long time. Then we were talking about 5G. Then we were talking about social. Guys, you know what? Here, listen to me, I say. There's T-Square right there. Don't forget to subscribe to T-Square. Let me get his, copy his link here. Go ahead. There it is. Paste. There you go. There's T-Square there. Go first and subscribe to that in another window. Then... if you guys want, because people are asking me, Mike, you should do a video. They're like, Mike, you should do a video on 5G. Mike, you should do a video on that credit social scores that are happening, right? So go to the channel. All right, the Mike Martin's channel. Let me just go with article reading here. Scroll down. You'll see upcoming live streams. Subscribe or set your reminders. Then you'll see Mike in the Night, the new generation. Now, if you go here to Mike in the Night, the new generation, and you go back, we got a ton of Mike in the Nights here. We have a 6-hour Mike in the Night-a-thon for 6 hours long here. We have close to almost 100 episodes of Mike in the Night. I think Mike in the Night Neon Lies was a really good one. It didn't get a lot of views, though. Click on the Mike in the Night. So I'm going to give you the Mike in the Night playlist, because we do talk about this. And a lot of people that are in the comment section, okay, have been on the show. Like I'm seeing Layla's been on the show. We had, let me go through the comments and I'll tell you. I want to get Blunt News on the show. He said he'll talk about it. I wanted to get, I think it was Grindhouse Cartoons on the show too. But let's see who's been on the show here that's actually in the comments. I've been trying to get Randall Alexander on, Serenity Now on the show. I've been trying to get Aquarius on. I've been trying to get a lot of people to come on the show. They could admit to it that I've asked them to come on the show. I've been trying to get Steven Sewell on the show. I've been trying to get Michael Jackson on the show. I'm just joking. But in all fairness, you know what I'm saying? You know, Supreme Canon. I've had so many people on the show. Probably 80, 90 guests. Okay, so guys, go ahead and watch. We have social credit scores. We got 5G stuff. We got all kinds of callers from all over. Talking about secession. Talking about elections in the air. Talking about Hong Kong. We got our guy on the ground in Hong Kong that we call from time to time to give us an insight on what's happening with the riots. We got all kinds of stuff, man, on the show. So be a part of it. Mike in the Night. All right, let's see who we can get on the show. Let me see if I could get... I wonder if Craig is still there to tell us what's happening with the whole gun issue in New Zealand. It'd be nice to know. All right. Let me see if I could find the Raven here. Those glasses are so much comfortable when I wear them because it's not so bright. Put Miss Layla on. Yeah, let's get Layla on. I'm gonna see if I could pick her if she could pick up the phone. I don't know if I think she's still in Syria, so. Oh, it's ringing.
How are you?
Oh my God, how are you, my friend?
Good, I'm good. What a night it's been.
Yeah. I was really disappointed when I lost my show there.
You know, I was just tuning in earlier into Duke Willis's show as well. He does it about an hour before yours. Of course, it's a bit too early for me.
Yeah.
It's like 4 a.m. here. But he's been having the same issues. And he couldn't run it. And he's in Ontario. So it doesn't really, I don't think it has to do with, I think someone was saying it was Shaw Telecom and you need to call Shaw. I don't think so. I think they're just, like Lord was saying, it's a cyber attack. Pretty clear lots of people are really pissed off right now.
Okay,
and then
so...
on top of that, David Icke just got banned. Just this morning.
You got banned for what?
No, David Icke.
Oh. Really?
Yes, they just shut down his channel this morning.
But I don't understand why they would do that, because he's not really, like, he's somewhat vanilla in a way, but he likes to throw a lot of names out there too. But he doesn't
Facebook
seem
banned
like
him like a couple of days ago, and I think YouTube just followed suit. And I think it has to do with the 5G stuff, honestly, because it's real. I mean, all the other stuff he talks about, things like reptilians and all of that stuff, you know, it's easy to joke that off and not take it seriously. But I think with the 5G stuff, it gets more real. And so they are worried, I think, because he has a really wide reach. And a lot of people replay what he talks about. And after the interview with, what's his name, Brian Rose at London Real, it seemed that had a lot of reach, yeah.
Okay, I'm shocked. So David Icke's channel is down.
Yeah, just this morning. just this morning.
Do you think something happened, like glitch-wise, or something maybe happened with on YouTube side or something? Like a mistake was made, like it wasn't on purpose or something?
Oh, it's definitely on purpose. I mean, Facebook banned him just a few days ago, and he was having a call
Oh,
about it. He had a
oh,
video about it with his son. He's been doing video calls with his son on his channel, and they were talking about how he got banned on Facebook, and they started prepping his followers about where we can follow David Icke because this might happen on YouTube. So I think he saw it coming, and then this morning it happened, and I found out because London Real, Brian Rose, he did a short video about it saying that David Icke just got banned this morning. I think
wow,
it's getting really bad.
wow,
I don't think it's okay. I think things are getting really serious.
wow. I'm speechless right now. I'm sorry. I'm.
No, I hear you. I hear you totally. I felt this way this morning. I was prepping. I wake up extra early to try to catch your show, and then I was scrolling through the YouTube and I was seeing the troubles you were having, and while I was waiting for you to come back up, I caught that and I was shocked too. Really, I'm annoyed actually. I think it's getting. Like, I don't want to bring the mood down or anything. I think lots of people are feeling good on your show right now, but I don't think this is good. I think things are getting really bad.
I know. Yeah, it's getting to a point, like lately my subscription base has been going up, and I haven't had any problems with YouTube per se with, because I don't know, I like to approach topics and try to just get answered, just ask the questions is all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know anything with this whole gun grab thing. I would like to talk about it and find out what the deal is, right? I'm not
Well, what would
understand.
the deal be, Mike?
Hmm?
What would the deal be? What's the deal? What's the question?
No. I know what the deal is. I understand, but I try to approach it in a way where it doesn't offend. You know what I'm saying? Or just
Yeah, that's self-censorship. It works, so you get views and you get subscribers.
well, it's not about that getting views or subscribers. It's about
No, of course not. But I'm saying no because you were saying that things were okay with YouTube because you've been through phases. I remember.
yeah, big
Remember, and
time,
you were worried.
big time,
Yeah.
big time. But I still haven't changed my beat. I'm still going right, and I'm still going forward. And I might stumble, but I never like to say I lose. But I stumble once in a while, and you guys are always there, my subscribers and all my commenters that always help me get my feet back on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think it's also doing the right thing. Like, it's not just about locking horns with YouTube and Facebook. It is also about playing it smart
Mm-hmm.
so that you can keep on going. And I think it's important that people gather emails at this point because it can all change all of a sudden out of the blue, like what happened with Paul Joseph Watson. I think he's still on YouTube, but he went through a phase also where he got really scared that he was going to be shut down, and he has almost 2 million followers now?
Right. Yeah. These are
I think
big.
email is important.
These are big international stars. You know what I'm saying? We're just like a little speakeasy here. We're like a little speakeasy. We're all hanging out. The music's playing loud next door.
I don't think it necessarily makes you less impactful. Like Duke Willis likes to quote, I don't know, someone who said, if you think you're too small, try going to sleep with a mosquito in the room. If you are, like Duke Willis, for example, he's on the activism side of things, so he could get people moving. He sends flyers. He talks about how you can store your guns and things like that. So this can drive real action. So he has a tiny 1,000 followers, and every time he has a show, there's about 13 people watching a live stream, but his stream would still go down. And in Ontario, there's a pretty strong network. I mean, it's Bell and Rogers who cover the Ontario side of the map. So it's not because of his internet and a slow upload speed. No. There's a strong network in Canada. And so if someone like him can be a mover and shaker type of person, they're gonna stop him. Even if he has a mere 13 people following, this can lead to a few hundreds protesting, in different
It's just like the
areas.
spread of a virus. 13, then 35, then 96, then 150, then 1,000, and 10,000.
Exactly. And we know how well these companies understand these kinds of networks. The 6 degrees of separation and all of that. They've studied that very, very well. So they know who they're stopping. I don't think you have to be small in order to be stopped. I think you have to have a certain message, a certain impact.
Well, my message is, and I've been saying this, and we talked about this many times, is just love everybody, man. That's it. You know that. Because
I'm not loving Trudeau anytime soon.
well, no.
Happen.
You know what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not loving the Liberals anytime soon. People who say things like, Mike, I've been so just yesterday, when the news came, a little bit more than yesterday, when the news came out, I started going through different channels. It's incredible the kinds of stupid comments that you see. No, I'm not loving these people. These people are going to help
No, I'm
you.
not saying that.
Are going
I'm
to help
saying
destroy our lives.
no. I'm not talking
That's what
about
they're
that. I'm not
doing.
talking about. You know what I mean, right? It's just your neighbor.
I know what you
I'm talking
mean.
about people
I know.
around you. I'm talking
Of
about
course, I know
people.
what you mean. But if you have neighbors in California who are reporting you to the authorities because they suspect that you're coughing, you're not going to love
Oh,
these neighbors.
okay, you
Am
got
right?
me.
That's been okay. It's happening now. And this is where it's time to discriminate. I know people don't like that word, but you have to discriminate between what's right and wrong.
Definitely.
You have to discriminate between the people who are going to support your freedom and progress as opposed to those who are going to promote a shutdown and to create that kind of poison in society that is now spreading like wildfire.
Right. You know what? I'm just happy you're on my team, and I'm okay.
That's good. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. At least I know we have a very good chance to win if you're on my team, or I'm on your team, or we're on the same team, and that's what I
don't
try to
think
do on this
Canada's gonna
channel.
win, Mike. Yeah, but I don't think Canada's going to win. I can't. In all honesty, I know people like the Supreme
You
Canon
mean the
and
idea of
others.
Canada?
I think so. Yeah, the idea of Canada, the people of Canada, the people who are patriotic, who really care about their freedoms, and these basic liberties. I don't think that's gonna. I think that's gonna be shut down very quickly now on. The gun ban is the last frontier.
But
there is nothing left.
Did you watch my first show before I got cut off with Eduardo? And we were discussing how that he went through that list, and a lot of that stuff has already been illegal in Canada, like since the day it was invented, like bazookas and mortars and anti-aircraft missiles.
So did he go through the full 1,500
No,
models?
he just went through it, and he saw like weird stuff in there that's been like illegal since the beginning of, like, for a citizen to have. It's on that list. So, which is really weird.
If he didn't go through the full 1,500 types of models, I would want to go through that first and see which ones are still in circulation legally and are going to go off. But also, if that were the case, I don't think they would have bothered issuing such an urgent ban,
right?
And it's an overnight ban. There's been no gradual.
They should have. What they should have done. They should have taken it to the House of Commons, and then they should have debated it like they're supposed to, and then go ahead and pass the law. But they didn't do that. Trudeau went ahead and actually passed that without any discussion from the House, right?
Well, I agree with that, but I don't trust the House to balance Trudeau. It's just controlled opposition, and they did agree to other draconian measures like chemically castrating children, taking children away from their parents. Yeah, no one seems to be concerned about how extreme these things are. They think it's part of tolerance towards the LGBT. It is, yeah. So, what I mean is that there's all of these extreme things happening right under Canadian people's noses. And
Oh,
I don't think anything phases them anymore. So, there's a gun ban. People are like, oh, okay, oh, that's not right. We have to debate that. And then I read somewhere a comment. Um, I couldn't believe it. Someone said, they can take away our guns, but they won't take away our vote. I couldn't believe that. I said,
I
really?
saw that. I saw that
I
actually.
was like, you can't be real now. Like, what planet have you been in Canada for the past few years? Where were you? They can't take away our vote. These
Again,
votes are frauds. Like, this isn't for real, is it? So
but
I do think that guns are the last frontier. And
okay,
I think from now on, it just goes downhill. And it's
but
going to go downhill really fast.
but Layla, Rwanda's going back. Rwanda's backtracking. I read the first article on the
After
show.
what, Mike?
Huh?
After what?
After a
After
massive
there's been
genocide
a
of 800,000 people.
genocide. Okay, great. Mission accomplished. Now we can go back to normal.
So they passed a law allowing citizens now to own firearms, and that's the new government. I guess the government in power sees that this is a very important thing to do. And in Canada,
Well,
we're
congratulations.
Huh?
A bit late, though.
I
A bit
understand
late.
that. I understand. But I'm saying, I'm just talking about how there's the two sides of this one coin. Rwanda's passing gun laws to allow people to own guns, and Canada is starting to restrict them. So, like, the two sided of the coin, it's like really weird. You know what I'm saying? You see one country where you think you're free, and then one country where you think you're controlled, or but you see both sides of the coin. It's like, whoa, looks like other countries are starting to come back on the boat and waking up. And
Yeah,
we
I
don't
agree
want
with that.
anything
I
to
think,
happen in Canada like happened, God forbid, and God rest those souls that perished in that.
Oh, but no, it's too late for that, Mike. No,
I
no,
know.
I really don't see this turning around at this point. I don't see Canada pulling through. It's always been my belief. Even like 3-4 years ago, I didn't think that Canada can turn around. I think Canada is heading towards the Sweden path, and I think it's going to be easier than Sweden. Much easier.
Oh.
Like the acceleration of all of these milestones in the whatever you want to call it, this Agenda 21, the UN agenda, New World Order, whatever you want to call it. These milestones are coming in really fast with Trudeau. And, this overnight gun ban, pretty radical, pretty broad. It happened so quickly. And I'm not seeing who's going to be stopping this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is a critical mass of Canadians that can stop this. I think most Canadians are the type who say things like, and I've seen this, I'm very proud.
Hold on, Layla. You're gonna have to start that sentence over because you completely blanked out.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't see anyone blocking Trudeau's gun ban.
Okay. But do you remember what happened in Venezuela a few years back when they banned guns? But it's not like Canadians open carry. It's not like Canadians are walking around with guns anyway. So, but in Venezuela, they banned guns, okay? But people weren't walking around with guns in Venezuela, but they had them at home to protect themselves and their families because the crime level in Venezuela, especially Caracas, is nuts. Anyways, so after they banned guns and took them out of people's homes and stuff, the crime rate just skyrocketed.
Yes, and I think people know that, and they've seen these patterns not only in Venezuela, but in many other countries. And so when they go ahead and ban guns, they know what's coming. On top of that, I know that you're aware, or you might be aware, that they've been releasing inmates by the thousands. The crime rate in New York City is up 20% just since the time that they released those, I don't know how many, couple of thousand inmates. The reason is because they don't want to spread corona.
There was a very tragic thing that happened. One guy that got released in a day after he got recaptured, and he did some pretty bad stuff. And I don't know, man. It's like,
that is just one example. What kind of government does that other than a criminal government? So I don't know what's it going to take for people to actually wake up, but if this doesn't wake them up, I think they're pretty much done. And it's always been my thought that Canadians don't really have that critical mass of Canadian patriots who are going to stop this kind of progression. I don't think there is that critical mass of Canadians. I left partly knowing that things were going to go wrong. I don't know how to fight. I'm aware of my limitations. I don't handle weapons. So for me, the answer is flight. Now, I didn't think that things would deteriorate so much so quickly, but I've always felt that something is really off in Canada and that things are going to go down and are going to keep going down. I didn't think they were going to go down this fast, but here we are. So I do think that guns are the last frontier, certainly a sweeping ban like this one. And I'm not sure what's going to stop it. I don't see Canadians protesting. The few who show up are very quickly dispersed. It's really not very difficult. It's very easy to ban people on YouTube and everywhere. Fake news is the norm in Canada. People say things like, "Oh, National Post is good." No, it's garbage. It's all fake news. And there's a lot of Canadians who simply are socialist. That is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the majority of the population. Now, I can't say this for sure because I lived in Toronto and I know Toronto is one of those. But those who are not socialists are not a critical mass of Canadians to turn around this wave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happen. So, you hear a lot of people like, some people in the comments, like this guy was saying, if Lord Humongous doesn't want to line up with society, he can go live in the woods. This is the kind of thinking that is very typical of many people who just don't understand what we're talking about when we're talking about owning guns and being free. They just don't really understand what goes on. I can tell you, my cousin, who is now busy planting fig trees because it's the season, not only owns guns and is licensed, but she also deals in bombs and grenades. I saw this guy commenting that somewhere on your channel that, if you want to own guns, why not? Might as well own grenades and yes, the answer is yes, you might as well, and you should.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can assure you that when you have illegal immigrants at our borders who want to take our land, you will need these weapons, especially when you have a government that is willing to sell you off like they do in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
That is why everyone wants Hezbollah's weapons. You see, Hezbollah is a really interesting scenario because a lot of people don't understand what they're about. They have their own version of the Second Amendment. If they didn't, they would be wiped off the map.
Right. I had a friend from there. I'm still his friend, but a good friend of mine that owned a cell phone store from there, and he told me a lot about what you're saying now, like how, it's mandatory. If the government makes it mandatory for citizens, like they have to have guns in their home.
They have to. It's not a government. It's a militia.
Mm-hmm.
And the economic problems on Lebanon right now are precisely because of that.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to remove guns from Hezbollah's hands, and then they're going to make it work economically. You know what's going on in Lebanon, right?
Yes.
The Lebanese pound is being burned to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to happen. They're just never going to give up their guns, and they should never do that. There is no currency, no economy, no nothing that justifies you selling out on your livelihood. The illegal immigrants on the borders on South Lebanon, they keep advancing. If it weren't because Hezbollah have guns, they'd be completely wiped off the map.
Well, it's same thing what happened in with Syria, with Turkey moving a couple of miles every day into Syrian territory. Turkey's just moving everything in. Right.
The difference with Syria is that Syria is a sovereign state. And
yes, it is.
so the Syrian military is a military you can rely on because they're not siding with globalists against their people.
Right.
They are protecting their people from globalists. So that's how Syria is a bit different. And that's why there has been a 9-year war on Syria. because Syria is a sovereign state and the only country in the world that is not indebted to the IMF. The only country in the world. Even Iran has ties with the IMF. So you can imagine what this 9-year war was about. It drives me up the wall when people say it's a civil war. Like, really, it's a civil war?
No, it's not.
Just like, yeah, right? Just like the American Civil War was not a civil war.
You know,
It was a war against the globalists at the time, right?
You know, Layla, I actually did a documentary about this, what you're talking about, this whole Syria thing and the whole deplatforming of Gaddafi and all this other stuff that happened around Africa, the whole, the destabilization of all these countries in the Middle East. I did a documentary about it on my Portuguese channel. Man, 2 hours after, my channel got banned.
Right.
On my Portuguese Mike Martin's channel. It's still up.
Yeah, God forbid we get off the dollar, we get off the petrodollar and trade in gold, right?
Oh, God forbid. Oh, God forbid we actually trade real currency, right? So I covered that, and I covered like what happened, and I had footage and all that, and I got permission from, Ruptly.
Yep.
From RT. I got permission from them, and I got permission from Press TV. I got permission from other, when I'm making documentaries and stuff, so I got their permission and stuff to use it. And I got shut down a couple hours later. And then my channel came back up, and then I didn't try re-uploading the documentary, so I left it alone. And then 3 days later, I got 3 strikes on my account for no reason, and they took my channel. So I restarted my Portuguese YouTube channel, and then I put all my documentaries up, and that's it. I left it alone. I never put that one up because that one, for some reason, has an issue because it reaches out to like 5 African nations that speak Portuguese, right? That were, I guess, believing what the news were telling them, right?
Right.
So that kind of caused.
Yeah, I'm not mentioning that, to stray away from the very important topic that's happening in Canada, but instead, it's a lesson. It's very, very important not to ever give up on your weapons, and never outsource your protection. You can be sure that if you outsource your protection to a government, and I know Syria is an exception, they're not going to be there. They don't have your best interest at heart. We have one guy in Lebanon who said the other day that this or that town is not Lebanese. What the hell does that mean? Lebanese people standing on these grounds, they've been there for I don't know how many thousands of years.
Millennia, yeah.
Yeah. And this guy is saying, oh, it's not our land. Of course, this is someone who's in bed with Israel.
Right.
So you see, this is how it can work. So if these people don't have weapons, these unelected bureaucrats, like the ones in the European Union, they can tell you what to do with your land and where to go and move people around. And, and then they pull off these emergency situations, like what happened in Ottawa, what happened in Australia, get people off their lands, relocate them.
And you know what?
It's climate change. It's this or that. It's whatever thing they want to pull off.
Can I, it's just like the whole EU. And remember, we talked about this a few months back on the show. Do you remember when I told you how Portugal, the country I'm from, they're paying us to stop growing oranges. They're paying us to stop making bananas. They're paying us to stop growing tobacco. They're paying us to stop fishing because they want to give it to other countries and give them the monopoly. It's like...
You know what this looks like to me, Mike? This is the country version of universal basic income.
Yes, the country version. Yes, like the country's
country,
getting. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't work, we'll pay you. Same thing at the country level. So what does that do? You have muscles, you have brains. Don't use them.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm growing up with my dad raising me. He's like, you're going to be productive, boy. You're going to learn this. You're going to do whatever. Like, let me throw something out there. I remember when I was a kid and we bought a VCR, right? And I'm putting the cassette into the player and I'm showing my dad, I was like 4 years old, or 5 years old, that I could use the VCR. And my dad laughs at me and says, who cares? I want to see you build a VCR. And he was right, because... It's the surface stuff makes you look good. It's the insides of how things work. Be productive. Get out there and
It's the
understand
skills.
things, you know, for more, or see through things. You know what I'm saying?
It's the skills, because skills make you independent.
That's
and they
right.
don't want you to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so with what's happening now, I think this is really serious. I don't think people are taking it as serious as I would like to see. Honestly, in Canada, the gun ban, what's next is I think they can now begin the implementation of the bigger projects, vaccines, everything else.
Layla.
So it's interesting, the timeline, Mike.
But let me throw something in there with the vaccine. There was a law that was passed today in London for vaccines. Hold on a sec. Since you're on topic with that, let me just close this real quick here. Let me go to my messages here. I got a message from somebody today that sent me a link to it. And here it is. UK government passes Forced Vaccination Act in mandatory COVID vaccine. I just wanted to throw that in. Okay, continue.
So that's coming to Canada then, right? Because we are on the Commonwealth blueprint.
Right.
Coming to a Commonwealth near you, as you say it, Mike.
Right.
Well, I'm not seeing, that's my concern. I'm not seeing a critical mass of Canadians to block this. I don't see Canada pulling through. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I think this is really about being
You're just
realistic.
being honest.
I think all of the Western world is betting on Americans.
Mm-hmm.
If I were in Canada right now, I would move down to the Lord Humongous Wasteland and start training over there seriously, because I think with Canada, I would just turn my back. I think this is a vortex that's going to collapse on itself.
It will.
You know, I think so. I think it's very much the Sodom and Gomorrah story that's going to play out over there.
It always does. You know that. And we've seen it time and time again from history. And it's the city of Sodom turned into a pillar of salt. And she looked back longingly at the city, and she turned into a pillar herself.
Right. Yeah. So I think, for me, what I did, and I'll be honest with you, Mike, yesterday or the day before, I called up CRA and I declared non-residence.
Mm-hmm.
I think civil war is possible. I don't think it's going to happen in Canada, but I think it can happen in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Within the next year. It's possible, I think. I don't know what T-Square was talking about, but there are some states in the United States where they're also trying to ban guns. Like,
of
what's
course,
been going on with
Florida. I think in some parts of the states, guns are banned or no gun zones. Though the no gun zones, those areas apparently, they even have, I think, an app for the phone. Those are the no gun zones are the areas you don't want to go into, apparently, because the crime rate is so high in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if it's a no gun zone,
you stay right.
Stay away from it, because it's dangerous.
Right. And the call for prayer. I don't know if people are alarmed about that. Now, I am Arab. I have many Muslim friends. This is not about religion. This is not about the freedom of religion. But the fact of the matter is, many Muslims that have been gathered in Canada are the same quote-unquote Muslims that we had been fighting, because they are not really Muslims. They are a militia trained by Zionists like the Bushes and the Clintons, and this goes way back. And these are the types of people who will be part of the civil war to foment the crisis. You have those on the one hand, and on the other hand, you have the Antifa types who go around saying they're free and
those people,
all of that stuff.
They have no arc. They don't even know what they want, those people. They don't even have a list of requirements or demands.
Yeah, but that's good, you see, because all they are a bunch of loose cannons that you just throw on a scene, on a square, and they cause trouble. That's how they're used. They make $50 a day. They throw them on the streets. And they, and soon enough, they will be armed, so that they cause the war that is being. I think there's an intent towards that, to escalate a war. So these are what the Antifa loose cannons do. You just throw them on a scene, and they go around.
Because we did a show. We did
These
a
are the
show a
people
year
who were
ago,
throwing
right?
bricks and milkshakes.
But
Same people.
we did a show a year ago about this whole Antifa thing, a year and a half. And I kept asking every caller, it's like, have anyone asked these people what they want or what their objective is? Like, what's the deal? Every time there's some sort of organization or some sort of protest or some sort of assembly, they want something or they're asking for something. But for some reason, no one's asked these Antifa people what the heck they want.
You know, Mike, I think we're past the point of rationality.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll give you a check. I'll check the box on that one for you. You're right. You're right.
I think we're still trying to reason with people who are completely unreasonable. And I think someone in the comments was saying when T-Square was talking about, I think T-Square was looking for solid facts with the CDC. What solid facts? There are no solid facts. This is a complete made-up story. There is nothing scientific about it. Every single doctor who is speaking out against this is saying how it fails every single scientific law, every single scientific practice, medical practice. You know, none of it makes sense. And in Canada, we're still trying to have a reasonable conversation with people who castrate children, with people who think that you can change your gender. We're trying to have a rational conversation with, I think we're past this point. You know, this is no longer, you will no longer get rational answers.
I understand.
You know, at this point,
I
I think it turns towards war. I think we are heading in this direction because it's the last frontier. Unless I'm wrong, unless there is yet another frontier. Is there another frontier? What other rights are going to be taken away from Canadians? Like, apart from this very lightweight, meaningless comment like they can take away our guns but not our vote. Yeah, okay. Apart from this nonsense, what other real rights are left that are going to be taken away? You can't raise your kids. You can't, no freedom of speech. You can't raise your kids the way you want. No freedom of religion, except, of course, if you're a Wahhabi trained in Saudi, based in Mississauga, and no more guns. So what's left? Oh, and of course, no financial freedom, of course, when you're $200 away from bankruptcy.
Oh, and the average tear-down home is over $1 million.
That's right. So what is left? Am I missing something? I ask honestly, because I don't know everything about Canada. I lived there 7 years. But I think guns is the last frontier. And at this point, what I would do if I were still there, I would find a way to move to the U.S. ASAP, to side with the Americans who are going to fight this, because I think we're all betting on them right now.
Take a breath.
No, I'm good. I'm having a drink, actually.
What are you drinking?
Morning. We have this, I don't know, you must have heard of it, Mike. Have you heard of yerba mate?
I think I know of it. I think I drank it out of a box, like I bought it like in a juice box form.
Yeah, they drink it a lot in South America.
Yeah.
And we brought it over from Venezuela. We have lots of people who work in Venezuela, so it's a thing that we brought in, I think a couple of 100 years ago or something. Been a while back. Yeah, it's just herbal.
Cool. Yeah, I think I've had that, but I drank it out of a juice box, like.
That's funny. Never heard of that.
Yeah, like massively made. Yeah, and there's a couple of drinks in Brazil that I do find from time to time. In some of the grocery stores for like weird reason they stock it for some weird reason. I've seen that too, and I've seen drinks from. I even saw one from Portugal that was in a downtown Vancouver store. I was like, what, you know? But anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, Layla, I'm gonna. That was an intense. I'm gonna take a breath. Any last words, Layla?
Oh, I don't know, Mike.
I know.
upset.
It's intense. It's intense. I know.
It's really bad. It's not good. I hope people are safe, and I really want to know what. I mean, I realize that not everyone will be able to talk about this freely on the call or any call, but I'm wondering, people who have prepped, I think maybe Raven has prepped, what are they going to do if they have plans? Of course, I don't expect that they're going to disclose that, but I would be interested to know somehow.
Okay, that's good to
How
know.
are they going to
That's a good
save their
question.
guns?
That's a good question. Like, what next? You know.
How are you going to save your guns? Yeah, what are they going to do?
Okay, Layla. I appreciate you taking the time from your morning to call us.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Huh?
I look forward to your show, Mike. Thank you.
Oh, great, Layla. God bless you. Okay.
God bless you. God bless you and everyone else. Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care, Mike.
Thank you. Take care. Oops. Sorry, I cut her off early. Sorry, Layla. Didn't mean to cut you off here. Take care, Layla. I know you're watching still. Take care. That was intense. Take a breath, guys. It's true. I mean, she's not making it up. You know? I try to be as kind of, hey, I'm in the middle here. Hey, guys, what's going on with this? Hey, guys, what's going on with that? And I get a lot of people on the comment section, if you read some of the comment stuff, tell me, hey, Mike, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know the laws. Okay, then come on the show and tell me what I should be talking about. And tell me what what I'm saying? I just try to be like in the middle in a way, kind of like, yes, you guys know what you guys know my game plan. I have kids. I'm raising 3 babies. I'm taking care of my wife, my mom, and I lost my dad recently. Well, it's been a few months now since I've lost my dad. I've been trying to, I know what I want. I go to church. Well, I used to go to church on Sundays and until this whole thing, right? But I just wanted to, I kind of wanted to throw a few things. I try to be the guy, the guy that's just, the talker, the guy with that could talk things through and bring people to talk it through with, Guys, you're tuned into Mike in the Night. Go ahead and share this damn thing. I try to be as transparent, Everyone knows where I live. Someone goes around posting my address everywhere. It's not hard to come to a small town and say, man, you could go to the first gas station in my town and ask, where's Mike Martin's? Oh, I know where his house is. I'll show you where it is. I'll draw you a map. You know what I'm saying? It's not, All right, guys, what time is it? I don't even have a clock here, a live clock. Holy crap, it's 11:20. Okay, so with the first show and this show, I'm already at 3 hours. Great guests. We had T-Square on. I love T-Square. Layla, always good information, especially with her being out in Syria. And what blew me away about Layla is when a big eye-opener, was when she told me on a few shows ago that she feels safer in Syria. And that is a big eye-opener and starts making you kind of think or look at the country you're in from a different standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Then we have, who else did we have on the show? We had Eduardo, who kicked off the first guy. I was so upset at the beginning of the show, guys. I'm not upset. It's just like, come on, man. I'm trying to put something big together out here. I'm trying to be as, transparent as humanly possible and just creating just legit conversation. That's it. We're just like, hey, what's going on with these guns? What should we know? What aren't they telling us? That's it. We got Aquarius saying, Stephen Sewell, I wonder if it's possible the Nova Scotia could have been set up. Oh, no, we're not talking about that on here. No way, Jose. But that's a good question, though, Aquarius. But no. But a very good question. Because I can't work too hard and too long, I got more videos up than PewDiePie. I got 4,000 videos up. And I want this message to go on, or whatever we talked about to go on archivally somewhere after I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? So Low Roller Scratcher is sending me a link here. What's he sending me? Timothy, what's up, buddy?
Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better.
Oh man,
I
you
heard
sound.
you're talking about gun laws.
You're what?
Gun laws. You're talking about taking your guns
Well,
in
what happened
Canada.
in Australia? I know they had a gun grab. I'm not too sure. Tell us. Do you know? Do you
Okay,
know what
so what
happened?
happened was
Hmm.
in 1997 there was a massacre in Port Arthur in Tasmania.
Oh, massacre is
Martin
what we're
Bryant
talking
shot
about, like a mass shooting of
Martin.
some sorts.
Yeah, Martin Bryant shot 35 people
Okay.
with 3 rifles. He had 3 semi-automatic rifles in a sports bag,
Mm-hmm.
and he shot up a cafe. He killed 35 people total. It was its biggest massacre, one of the biggest massacres in the world.
Okay.
And then after that, the government took all semi-automatic and pump-action shotguns, or semi-automatic rifles. You can still get pistols. You can get a pistol, but the pistol has to be in a safe that's bolted, and there has to be a lock on the pistol itself to stop the slide.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't have it in a room where there's a window. It has to be a complete sealed room. They can't, or if there's a window, it has to have bars on the windows,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to have that ammunition separate.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
And you can only have bolt-action rifles, and even them, you have to have them in a safe that's either 300 kilos or it's bolted into the floor.
Okay.
And again, you have to have ammunition separate, and you have to have a pistol. To have a pistol in Australia, you have to be registered with a gun group, and you have to use it 12 times a year. And if you don't use it, they take it off you.
Really?
So you can't just buy a pistol and keep it. You have to use it. I haven't got a gun, but I know the gun laws because I've looked at buying them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use it in sporting events so many times a year, and you cannot get a gun for self-defense.
Wait.
You can only get a gun either. Yeah, go on. You can't, as a reason, you have to have a reason for a gun, and the reasons for a gun are either sport, hunting, or pest control. But you can't tick self-defense as a reason. So I can't buy a gun and say I want it for self-defense. You can't do that in Australia.
But then what happens if someone breaks into your home and you don't have any way to protect yourself?
It's never going to happen because the gun has to be in a safe.
Oh, so there's no point.
So
you might as well
Yeah.
have it in Fort Knox. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've known some people that have had guns illegally and have been busted with rifles and stuff, having them illegally and stuff. And about a couple of years ago, they did another amnesty, and people handed back all their guns in an amnesty, where there's no questions asked. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm listening to you. I know what you mean, Jelly Bean. So okay. So now, okay. So I know Australia. So it was that massacre, and it was in Tasmania.
Yeah, in Port Arthur in Tasmania, he shot a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh God! All right, we don't have to get into those specifics, but that's pretty bad. So that's about 50 miles. 70 miles from Hobart, right?
I don't know, but it's just off Hobart. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little town.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so now you can't have a gun for self-defense or have it even if it's in your house and you don't take it out, but then you said it's got to be in a safe and it's got to have. So they basically created it in a way where it just goes in a huge circle, and it's not. You're just like
pistols. Like I said, there's so much red tape around pistols. Like I said, you have to use it so many times a year, and you have to have it in a safe, and you have to have a lock on the pistol. So the pistol has to have a lock going through it. So even if they cracked open your safe, they couldn't use the pistol. And the room that the safe's in has to be totally sealed, like Fort Knox, like no windows or anything. Or if there's windows, there has to be bars on the windows. And this is all after Port Arthur. Prior to Port Arthur, they were very laxed. You could buy guns pretty easy.
interesting.
And there's still a lot of guns left over from where people didn't hand them back.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. Okay, interesting. So so if they did an amnesty, are they actually buying them back, or they just like do you get a?
So what happened was when Port Arthur happened, John Howard did a buyback where he paid money for guns because you can't seize assets because that's communism. The government can't take your assets without reparations. So
Okay,
the
that's a
government
good
paid
point.
so much money per gun.
Timothy, that's a really good point. That say that again.
The government can't seize your property because it's your property. A gun is your property.
Right.
So the government can't just take it. The government had to do a buyback where they paid you money for it.
That's brilliant.
Because it's your property.
Okay, continue.
And it's in the Constitution.
Okay. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Really good points you brought up here tonight. How's the weather out there?
Yeah, right. It's sunny.
Yeah, I know you're in Sydney, so it's Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And I'm happy you're feeling better. We've been tracking your progress here on the channel for a month and a half now.
Yeah, I'm COVID negative, so I'm happy.
Good for you. Okay, Timmy. All right, Timothy. I'm gonna let you go. I really appreciate the points you brought up. It added really well to the show.
All right, mate.
God bless you. Okay.
You too, mate.
Okay. That's our man Timothy from down under in Sydney, Australia, 35 miles west of Sydney, Australia, and yeah, we got a lot of good information coming in from. I'm the voice. Someone told me that they want to nominate me as the voice of the Commonwealth, a Portuguese citizen who could barely read English. Well, there's probably been a lot worse people in power doing other things that they shouldn't have been, right? Oh, it's Mike in the night, and don't you know it? We got a messy start of the show, but we picked it all back up and got a lot of good callers in today. Wow, lots of good callers. Let's get Craig in. He's around. Let's see. I know it's Sunday afternoon there. Let's get our New Zealand.
Yeah, hi Mike.
Yo, Cece, what's up, buddy?
What's not much. Sunday night here.
I know.
6:30. So the weather's been quite a bit of rain the last couple of days. So. We've been back at work, and that's just a day at a time. I think, like I was telling you the other day, but that was an interesting call from Tim there.
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of cool people calling into the show, just giving us their input, because it's all shared knowledge, right? We all have this knowledge in us, and it's good to bring it out, you know.
Yeah. So New Zealand is very much like Australia. They, you know, to get a gun, you have to get a license, and then it has to be in a locked cabinet. And obviously, after Christchurch, there's all kinds of guns you can't have, and you know they make it really hard. And they had a buyback program, obviously, but you know, the common citizen or the average honest guy.
So why do they grab guns in New Zealand? What was there a massacre? Was there something that happened that?
Yeah, it really was that Christchurch.
Oh, that was a few months ago, a year and a half ago, right?
A year and a half, but see the biggest thing in New Zealand, Mike, is we generally don't have guns because we're too busy just trying to make a living. You know, we really are the poor cousins to Australia, and it's been that way for 30 years. And now everybody knows that the gangs have guns.
Well, the gangs always keep their guns. They're not going to give them up.
Yeah, so, I mean, even the gangs are better armed than the police. Yeah. You know? So, And one of the other problems here, like I pick up with, they were talking in the comments, what happens if someone breaks into your house? Now, if someone breaks into my house
Mhm.
and I attack him, right, and he gets hurt, well, I'm in trouble.
Yes. In California, some guy was breaking into someone's house via the skylight in the roof. They fell through, broke through, hurt themselves on the table, sued the guy, and won.
Yeah, and we have a scheme here where if you hurt yourself, if I go to work and I break my foot, say, or break a bone, I get what's called an ACC, accident compensation. It's for work. You get like 80% of your wage. Well, the guys who break into your house can get ACC.
Wow.
And I'm not making that up. That's a real life. That's happened. And if someone breaks in and you shoot them dead, you'll be up for manslaughter, even though he's breaking into your house.
Wow. Yeah, we got that problem here too in Canada, where we got. I'm just throwing up your photo here real quick on the side here.
Oh, cool. Well, I can't see you anyway.
That's okay. You look good.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm going to change your title here. So tell us, so the Christchurch, I remember that. That was not even a long time ago. But before that, was it okay to get guns or?
Oh, yeah, but just like Tim was saying, it was for I think farmers had a lot of guns, and then people had some for hunting. There are people who like hunting. But generally in the city, not many people had guns. But to be honest, Mike, it wasn't something you really thought about. We were always kind of proud in New Zealand, like, oh no, we don't have guns. It's not really something we think about. Like even the fact that, well, the cops don't really have guns. They have them in the back of their car, and they can get a SWAT team out, which is a special unit, where they're all armed. But we like that. So, but after that Christchurch incident, they moved pretty quick on that. About 4 or 5 days, they said, no, here's the deal now. So I don't really know a lot about guns, but my understanding is any kind of semi-automatic gun is what they banned from it.
Okay, kind of like in Canada.
Yeah, so you can get
they
one.
ban a lot of semi-automatic weapons. So basically, if you don't own a Mac 10 or an Odd 6 or something.
Oh no, it's just not in our it's not in our national psyche, if you know what I mean, Mike. We're pretty peaceful, and we just don't think about it. Like, someone would say, well, I'm going to get a gun. What's like? Well, what do you want a gun for?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's totally true. Because I think of that like the same thing like that. It's like I don't think about. I just like I play card games, video games, make YouTube videos. I never think about guns. But when it's on the table, and they're taking it away, then it becomes a point of discussion, right? And it makes you lead. One thing leads to another, right, Craig?
Yeah, it does. And I know it's late, but I did put a comment in there before, and I think this will be interesting for Layla and the guys. I would ask the people, do you actually think that you really think you live in a free country anymore? And do you think that when you vote these guys into power, do they really do what you want them to, or do they just do what they want?
They'll never do what you want them to. You know why? Because you can't go in and run for power. Anybody that's if you're in a country where you can't get your name on the ballot, most countries is almost impossible to get your name on the ballot. And you're not free. If you want to put your name on that ballot, just like, again, we brought this up like a couple of Mike and the Knights in a row, like Ross Perot. Ross Perot was actually going to be the next John F. Kennedy, right? And they basically threatened him and his family, and they told him, and that's it. He backed down.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get someone in power or going to be in power that's actually going to pull a John F. Kennedy and try getting their currency back by silver, getting rid of the feds, getting dues, and they're gonna pull a JFK and do the people for the people, by the people for the people, and need not ask what your country could do for you, ask what you could do for your country. That kind of mentality, So yeah,
my kind of take on it, where I'm sitting, is, New Zealand, they don't, guns or no guns, it doesn't matter. They've got us. We're poor. But when I see what they, in the States and Canada, yeah, that's a bit of a concern.
Yeah, we do a lot of hunting here too in Canada, right? So like we have.
Well,
yeah.
There's more going on. Like, well, why? Do they going to collapse the American dollar? Do they just want to march in?
Craig, you brought up a really good, strong point. There's a lot more going on that's more important than this. So what's the deal, right?
Because I know that, the communist government, well, we know we're all there. We all know where they're from. They are involved as New Zealand, Australia, farms, minerals, the South Pacific. All the countries you can think of in the South Pacific, they're involved with Samoa, Tonga, all the islands.
Mm-hmm.
So they've kind of taken care of the business down at this part of the world. And so maybe, just maybe, this is their way to get ready for your guys.
I know that I've been saying it for years, and I know you've heard me saying this for a while now, that I believe that Australia is the petri dish or the blueprint of how to disarm and disassemble and financially shut down a country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, these... I think Lord and that will agree with this, because, there are regions. You have Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific. That's one region. Then you have America and Canada. That's another region. Then you have the Eurozone. That's another region.
Right.
And then you go down to South America. So they, just throwing it out there, Mike. It's all a bit of hearsay. We can't prove anything.
No.
But, yeah.
That's why we're here. We just...
Yeah.
We're here to talk to each other. We're here to talk each other through whatever's happening, right?
Yeah. So, no, that's about all I've got for you tonight. But now things are getting back to work slowly, and the interesting thing about the Christchurch massacre and the gun thing,
mm-hmm.
I think it was more of a fear thing. Just like the COVID-19, what's not really about the virus. I haven't seen a lot of testing, but I have seen a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, go home. Be scared. Oh, get them scared. Mm-hmm. Everyone's really scared. Go to work. Oh, we're scared. We're scared now. So, yeah. And I don't know why, but it's too much. It's over the top.
I know, Craig. I could hear it in your voice, buddy.
Yeah. It's like, no, we're not that stupid, but yeah. So.
All right. Okay, all Craig.
Right, hey,
you take care, and you have yourself a good afternoon there, okay?
I will. Thank you, Mike.
God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
That is our man, Craig, from New Zealand, giving us a little bit of inside look on what's happening there. Oh, yeah. So we're going to, maybe next week, maybe maybe a week and a half, I'm going to get Supreme Cannon so we could do our, we had Supreme Cannon on trends in the housing market last Wednesday for a good hour and a half, an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm going to get him back on because a lot of people have been messaging me asking about this war between the elites that's happening right now. And they're asking if we're going to do a part 3 to that. So we'll work on that for sure. Oh, God. All right. Oh, Globetrotter Mike. Yo, what's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, my brother?
Good, good. Just want to give a quick catch up what Layla just said, and that was actually pretty awesome. She was dead on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just actually don't want to promote anybody else, but I just can't help it. About the London Real story that she brought up,
Mm-hmm.
and he got tomorrow in 9 hours and 20 minutes from this point in Canadian time. Another conversation with David Icke. It's called Rose / David Icke number 3 live stream, 9 hours on his own platform. And I think that could be an interesting topic that maybe people would be interested in.
It's going to be on whose London Real's
on
own
London.
platform?
Yes. I
Okay,
put
so
the
they have their
link
own.
in
Obviously,
the
they have their own
description
website
here.
and their own platform because they're a big outfit, right?
Yes, and because what happened to the last interview that was 30 minutes after it was on YouTube, it was a victim of coronavirus, right?
Yeah, I'm
You know
listening.
what I
I'm
mean.
listening.
Freedom of speech.
So,
Freedom of
what do you
speech
think
is a
of
victim
this?
of coronavirus.
What do you think of this mass banned banned guns in Canada? How do you feel? How does that make you? Like, what's the left hand doing when we're all looking at it? What is the right hand really doing?
Well, that's the question that's open. But everybody who is in Canada who got a PAL, we have to divide that in restricted and non-restricted weapons. So we're not basically talking about the bolt action long rifle that you use for hunting. So we talk about stuff that's registered for. What's the best way to put it? You need an additional course or class to own a handgun or a restricted rifle. And we talk about AR-15 stuff and stuff like that. I mean, you can't shoot more than 5 rounds in a magazine in a Canadian rifle anyway.
You can't. Yeah.
And yeah, unless you're restricted, and then it's different, right? Then you can shoot 10, but you can't go hunting with that kind of stuff. Who goes hunting with an AR-15? I mean, people do, but
That's a terrible gun, though. That gun is it's nice. It looks sexy, but that gun's terrible. A lot of times it doesn't even shoot right. It shoots right, but it doesn't aim properly. I prefer a good bolt action with that shoots nice and straight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're right, definitely.
That's just
If you
me.
take it apart and take the 20 pieces that the rifle is built of, and you toss that at a target, you have a higher target rate.
Yeah, instead of wasting 13 bullets to try and hit your target, you can do it in one.
Yeah, you take it apart and have 20 pieces to toss at it.
But yeah, you could take it up. Yeah, you can actually, or 22 pieces actually. But yeah, so
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you. So what else? What else is going on with you? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I talked with you about I'm working the oil patch, and
That's right, yeah.
everything is running on the skeleton there. And I was home now for a good month, and I was out on one job, and that was just a water well, so it had nothing to do with oil production itself. Other than that, sitting at home and enjoy the silence. I mean, do what I always do: go out, do walks, and watching people with their masks in their cars on.
Oh, and their cars is my favorite.
That's like, yeah, it's like wearing a condom if you go by yourself in the bed. I mean, that is awesome.
I like that analogy. That was so good, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you wear a mask and you believe in this, in the protection of the mask, you do. I don't want to say anything against it, but if you go back to your house, then you take your clothes off too and burn it as well, because it's contaminated also. So what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. I feel you, buddy.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. I mean, in Canada, we still have it good with the guns. We still can purchase stuff. In Germany, where I'm originally from, you can't even buy an air rifle anymore, or a handgun where you can shoot blank cartridges with. So it's not possible anymore. Not even that. Why you want to own a gun? You lost the war. What's the point, right? So yeah. So that's out of the window there. So at least we still have something here, better than nothing. But
yeah, you're right. I guess
the whole
we got to
thing
look at the other side of the coin. Yeah, we still got something here, better than nothing, right? Like for me, I think you know, it's an assault rifle. I guess would be good to have for defense in the house or something like that. But I just can't see you just go hunting with an assault rifle. I just don't. You know, I know people do, but I don't know. I just prefer a good rifle, a good, you know, sniper type, good scope, a good, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, the nice solid 308 or 3006 or whatever you can get your hands on. Yeah, definitely.
That's, you know, for me, that's me, right? But I don't know, guys. There's just so much going on, so much going down the pipeline at the same time. You know, everything is just kind of like into this big melting pot. You know when they get all the ingredients and they're making something and they're throwing it all in at the same time so they can create one final product. The question is, what's the final product? What are they trying to do?
I don't know. I think everybody gets this vaccination and then
oh my God,
you're up for the next wave. I was reading an article on the German newspaper that the United Nations is already making plans for the second wave coming down on in fall. So we see what happens then. So we see. I don't know. Crazy world, crazy times.
All right. Okay, Mike. Thanks for the update, buddy.
Yeah, you take it easy.
Yeah, if you need call me next week anytime. Okay, bud.
Yeah, I will do.
God bless.
Take care. Bye.
All right, buddy, working on the oil patch. No, AR-15, Mike, you're tripping. You know what, guys? It's a sexy. They're all good-looking weapons. They're just good-looking weapons, you know. I don't know. Again, a bolt action. I think a bolt action rifle is more accurate than an AR-15. That's what I think. You know, I don't know a lot about guns. You know, I don't know an enormous amount about guns, but I you know, I do own guns and I do clean them and try to get to the you know, thingy gun range. Too bad they don't have an indoor one, like a good indoor one, like they have in Beverly Hills. So so we got Low Roller Scratcher saying, check out my article. Oh, where did I put that article? Low Roller, send me that article again, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't, So we got Craig Cook saying, you guys are lucky. You're lucky though, but he's right. You know, we got to count our blessings too on the other side. We got to kind of see like, yeah, we are lucky. You know, I live a good life. I'm happy. You know, I'm talking to you guys. We're hanging out. I'm going to play hockey with my kids tomorrow. I'm going to, you know. Someone's saying here something here. What did they say? We are, like you said, vulnerable like Australia. Yeah. Things get bad, there'll be a crash. Courses and firearms happening all over the place. That's Supreme Cannon. Good old Supremo, man. Yeah, we had him on Mike in the Trends in the Housing Market on Wednesday. He talked about I rewatched that Trends in the Housing Market from last Wednesday, and it was a lot of good points. Quite a lot of guys, get to the channel, watch some of this stuff. We got a lot of things. Guys, next Mike in the Nights, if you guys can, please set your reminders here. If you don't mind, please set your reminders. This is the Mike in the Night, all the Mike in the Nights. We have, I don't know, hundreds of episodes. right here, hundreds of episodes. If you guys want to be part of the show, if you guys want to check back on the show or check back on episodes, man, we got episodes going back here, way back in the day here. They're all about 1 to 3 hours an episode. So if you're bored, get on the channel, get on there. And I want everybody, we had T-Square on the show earlier. He said to watch Project Tabletop. And if you guys could do me a favor, especially if you're still on lockdown or what you're doing, please watch Project Tabletop. I worked really hard to make that series. They're really short videos. You'll get through in less than an hour, all the episodes. Okay, Low Roller Scratcher said he posted a link in the chat. Yeah, I know. I can't find... Oh, there it is. Okay, what is this? This is from Massachusetts. Ooh. Guys, this is important. Tracking the murder hornet. A deadly pest has reached North America. Another one for 2020. Blaine, Washington. In his decades of beekeeping, Ted McFall has never seen anything like it. It's a deadly bee. How many has it killed? How did it get here? I'm not reading all this, Low Roller. Sorry, buddy. But yes, there's another thing. It's called the murder hornet. Apparently, when you get stung by it, it's been taking lives too, apparently. Like I heard, wiped out a few people already. 50 people. They killed 50 people a year. Oh my God. Another thing to throw on the back burner. All right, what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So, guys, don't forget to, if you want to join the channel right here, I have my Teespring. Guys, if you want to pick up something on Teespring, mug or anything, grab it. Facebook is here. If you guys want to follow me on Facebook, go ahead. I really don't post a lot to Facebook, to be honest. But also, you could also send me show tips on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, go ahead and add me on this thing. And I get messages on here too. So if you guys got any good show tips you want to share with me, go ahead and do that. So next week, hopefully we can get, we'll see if we can get the Raven on the show next week, because it's going to be another week from now. So things are going to start unraveling more. And we could get, hopefully we could get the Raven on if he wants to come on. And we could get Supreme Cannon on too. It's been 1 or 2 Mike in the Nights he hasn't been on. So see if we can get some of the originals, some of the originals on the show to tie up any loose ends that we've missed in this episode here. And yeah, I have a feeling by next week. All right, nobody panic, nobody quote me on this, but I have a feeling by next week we're going to be discussing forced vaccinations, or something's going to pass by next week. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, and I'm totally out to lunch on this. But I have a feeling, man, a week now feels like a month in this new situation that we're in right now. And I would have never fathomed this to ever happen, ever. Anyways, let's play the national anthem. Oh, yeah.
Gemini King,
Mike in the night,
and the Gemini crew.
Ooh!
Ooh. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here
when you're here with Mike in the night.
Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Alright.
Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Remember, guys, stay safe. And if you can't stay safe, please be careful.